News to hand. Danny DeHeck has had his website removed by a scammer. The scammer has produced documents and sent them off to my ISP. Apparently, I was responsible for him to have a stroke, and I'm out of pocket by $300,000. And my ISP, what do you think they did? Well, they decided just to delete or take my website offline. Now, this one actually takes the cake, and it shows unbelievable. Now, I'm not one against going after people and using cunning tactics, but this one is actually quite comical. And it actually is it's one to them. Now, it couldn't have come at a worser a time. And I know worser is not a word, but a lot of things that come out of my mouth aren't always correct. But there's some things that I am always correct with, and that is finding a scammer who is trying to fool mum and dad investors out of their money. Now, this might seem a bit funny, but the scammer is called Shavez, known as AKA Anwar. Now, Shavez Anwar's real name is, and the reason it's quite funny because I can't pronounce his name, even though this guy claims I have defamed him. He's been in Bloomberg with me, 10 months of research, a 20-minute documentary style video on YouTube that's nearly, if not already reached 700,000 people. And he's claiming he's an innocent man. We've got video evidence of this guy claiming he works for Hypertech Group, which is the company that started up Hyperverse, which is where I did my apprenticeship. That company defrauded people out of $1.9 billion. Sam Lee, who's meant to be connected to it, got charged, or has been charged by America, for his connection involved with that scam. I've got Shavez, or I'll call him Anwar, actually telling people on a video that he works for Hypertech Group and is working with HyperOne. And it was like he was the apprentice. But now Shavez claims to have started up his own corporation at the age of 18 years of age. 17 years of age. He couldn't quite do it, so he had to ask some friends to help him set up a corporation. He provided tech services to Marvel Studios. Yes, this man's amazing. And also he's created some form of AI that everybody in the world uses, but he can't tell you what it is because he signed an NDA. He doesn't want to take the credit for somebody else's AI, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it was ChatGPT, because that's what it seems like he used to create these legal documents that don't even have a lawyer's name on them. And they are absolutely comical. If you've been following this scam like I have, then it's actually one to them, zero to Danny. To get my website removed from my ISP. Now, I pay my ISP $400 a month, US, which is around about $700 New Zealand dollars, which is a lot of money. And on that account, I host about 15 websites. And I am at my maximum limit when it comes to file sizes and the like. And I have to watch what I actually put on there. Now, I've been loyal to my ISP, my hosting provider, for about 10 years. And most people go, oh, why don't you move? One guy who's associated to me via having the same last name suggested that I move my website to GoDaddy. And I'm going, I'd rather shoot myself in the face. But I didn't say that like that, because I have to have software on my website that combats denial server attacks. Now, if you don't know what a denial server attack is, I'm going to show you some pretty clever stuff. I've had my YouTube channel removed because I uploaded a thumbnail that looked like it had nudity in it, but it didn't. And that was of Tugman when we was trying to take down a Zoom meeting. Quite comical. I've had a guy that lives in Australia who's claiming he's doing a class action lawsuit for everyone that lost all their money, but you just need to pay him 9% of whatever you deposit and he'll keep your money and run away with it. Now, because I used his name, YouTube removed some of my videos. Not all of them. He got sick of putting in the long form that is needed to get videos removed because he's claiming defamation. They just banned those videos in Australia, but not around the rest of the world. He also went to LinkedIn and said, this guy said this about me. And LinkedIn go, oh, I'm sorry, Craig. We'll remove that information. That's great. Zoom. What about Zoom? You know, we love Zoom. In Zoom's Section 8 policy, it says you're not allowed to use Zoom to promote multi-level marketing or anything financial. So we go to Zoom and we get 100 people's accounts closed down. We show them there's a judge, a federal judge, who's now running a scam. And they go, ooh, what do we do about it? Nothing. So now people are running multi-level marketing on Zoom aren't allowed to. It's against Zoom's terms and conditions. But what do? They just turn a blind eye. No, they don't. They ban me. Because there's a scammer called Carl Miller who lives in Melbourne, about an hour and a quarter out, lives on a guy's section, which I've spoken to on the phone, in a caravan that isn't even his. And he's on the dole earning $738.60 a fortnight. And we brought that pay slip of his up when we hacked into one of his Zoom meetings. I got done by Zoom because I exposed a scammer's home address and his phone number. And you're not allowed to do that on Zoom's terms and conditions. So they decided to ban me on Zoom, and I'm not allowed to go on there anymore. However, as you know, if you've been on my YouTube channel and you have subscribed, you will know that I love it when people subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, I always say to people, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sadie's going to come and clean your window screen for you. Missed a bit. Anyway, so that's what I want from you guys. People often question my motives. Why do you do this, Danny? Why do you put yourself in harm's way? I just received some amazing intel that I can't tell you about. But let's say there's a country far, far away that had a special meeting with all the top cartel members trying to figure out how to stop the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger exposing them. You're not going to stop me. If you take away my website, you're not going to stop me. If you take away my computer, I'll probably get a flag and run up and down the street and tell people to be careful of Ponzi schemes. But this is not an easy task. People go, do you do it for the money? How do you make money out of it? And I go, I don't make any bloody money out of doing this. I make $300 a month on my YouTube channel because I monetize. It would literally be more wiser for me not to monetize my YouTube channel, because that's the first low-hanging fruit insult I get from anyone when I call anything a scam. I have Buy Me a Coffee. I go into Zoom meetings and they chat back to me because they know I'm outside trying to get into their Zoom meeting. They go, do you want me to buy you a coffee? Yeah, I do want you to buy me a coffee because I want to do this full time, because I'm really good at doing this. Now, I've got a wee banner. Look at that. Comes up on the screen. Absolutely beautiful. Other companies that try and stop me. So I've had Buzzsprout, which is my podcasting host. They also said that because Spotify got a complaint that we have to take your one of your podcasts offline. So I wrote back to them and said, well, this is the guy, this is the scam that he's running, and this is what he's doing, and this is other scams he's been doing for the 5 years. And they go, oh, yeah, we don't want to get involved with that. We don't like you exposing scammers. No, we want to keep the scammer happy, and we want to take your content offline. And I go, really? Okay, then. You know how hard it is to be the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger using social media to keep your content offline. If you go onto Facebook and you start searching for opportunities, passive incomes, you'll find Facebook pages all over the place. Well, I decided one day it was a good idea to go there and give them all a 1-star review, do a review, put it into ChatGPT, get a nice answer, and then post something in there telling them that this is a scam because blah, 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 and I listed it all out there. You know what happened? The people that own the Facebook pages reported me as a scammer. You know what Facebook did? They didn't talk to me. They just deleted my account and said, you're a scammer. So then I think, how can I write back to them? They said, you've got 180 days to contest it. So I contested it, disappeared. And then when I go back there now, it tells me that you are not allowed to access Facebook. People go, why don't you just fire up another Facebook account? I don't need Facebook in my life. And if I do, they use your MAC address on your computer. So I've bought a new computer. I can get back on Facebook. My life is so much better without Facebook. They took away my Instagram as well, but I got that back. Lucky me. I don't even use Instagram. I hate it. It's just like Instagram is what feeds scammers, because everything you look at, the glitz and the glamour of the Instagram people, I've got videos on YouTube of people teaching people how to come up with a hard luck story, how to paint their life into a beautiful picture. So people ask that question, how do you maintain your lifestyle? Well, we invest in gold. It just goes on and on and on. Look, I could sit here and bitch and moan. The big question is, what do you do when somebody takes down your website with fake documents? Well, you spend a couple of 3 hours with your mates going, oh, look at this. He's claiming we did this. We're claiming we did that. And we write a couple of replies back. But as I said, this one takes the cake. So let's look at the funny side of it first. This is Shavez Siddiqui. I'm going to call him Shavez Dinky. And he's dressed up in a clown websuit. And he's produced 3 documents and given them to my ISP, claiming that I have put him in hospital and he had a stroke because of what I did to him in the stress. Now, can you imagine me being able to cause strokes to people? Can you imagine me having the power as the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger to actually make a scammer have a stroke? Wouldn't I want that power? That would be the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger to the rescue. And he has a stroke. I can't believe it. And this is what I normally play to people. Have a listen to this. Salutations, Ponzi schemer. Be aware. The Avengers have been observing your actions. Heed this warning. You can simply cease and desist now or face the full consequences. This is your only warning. There will be no second chances. Forgiveness isn't in our vocabulary. Forgetting is not an option. Stop now, or each and every one of you will be named and shamed. We are the Avengers. You are officially on notice. Your actions have been documented, reported to none other but the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. So that's the message that we normally play when we storm into a Zoom meeting if we manage to take over the audio. And we have done that before. I bet that's not his first stroke. Now, ironically, one of the last videos I actually did on Shavez was one of him actually smoking. Now, when he was off camera and we were still recording in a secret meeting, and we have an arsenal of videos that they don't know that we have. One of them, he says, oh, are we off camera? Can I have a smoke? And he's sitting there literally chain smoking. Now, Shavez, baby, smoking is also a major factor into strokes. So I would recommend that you stop smoking. That's the first thing that we're looking at here. So if you went to deheck.com globally at the moment, this is my website. I have over 1,200 blogs in here. About 200 of them are actually about Ponzi schemes and scams that we've been investigating over the last 4 or 5 years. You would think that an ISP would have some sort of glance at the website he's going to delete before he does so and realize I better check the authenticity, can't even say it, of these documents before I just delete the website. Now, if I hit refresh here, we have still got the same problem right now. And that's why I thought I'd do a video this afternoon before I've even heard back from their lawyers. And ironically, it's Saturday, and I can guarantee you their legal team doesn't work Saturday and Sunday. So my website's going to be down for a few days. But anyway, if you went to the website, that is what you do. And anyone else, for shits and giggles in the chat room at the moment, maybe you would also like to have a wee look and just see what it looks like when your website has been banned. Now, I pay $400 US for this website screen that you're currently looking at. Ironically, the website that he was complaining about is actually LquidPay.com. This is a website where I've set up that fully exposes Shavez and the dirty tactics. In here, there is a letter from Bloomberg Businessweek. You might have heard of Bloomberg. Well, they're a pretty big organization, aren't they? Well, Bloomberg Businessweek have stated that Shavez and War They don't know who the hell he is. And his credit card, which has now got repaid, what do you call it? What am I trying to say now? His credit card, LquidPay, used to be called 9Pay. And he got interviewed by Bloomberg. And Bloomberg decided to go and investigate whether it really was backed by Visa. And they didn't know him, nor did they know his card. So they renamed the card to LquidPay a few weeks ago. Now, that might be an interesting one, but if I go to the FMA, which is our New Zealand website, the FMA, we have email correspondence from them just 2 days ago telling us that they actually took down that website. And this is the letter that we get from the FMA in New Zealand. And to be honest, this is actually quite a novel compared to other things that they normally produce. But LquidPay Finance trading as LquidPay, suspended false claims, suspected scam, false compliance claims, unregistered provider. In here, the interesting words that you will need to remember as we go forward.
LquidPay is not authorized to provide financial services in New Zealand, and we do not believe it holds any New Zealand trademark.
Right, we do not believe it holds any New Zealand trademark, because one of the things that the fake legal letters said that weren't legal letters was that they have a trademark. So if the New Zealand FMA, who are based in New Zealand, say that he doesn't hold a false claim, LquidPay has claimed on social media that is fully compliant in New Zealand law and holds a registered New Zealand trademark. That is not true. Now, the real crazy thing, when you're trying to battle with your own country and get the FMA to pull their finger out of their bottom and update something, since this was, this domain name was, they claim that they were responsible for taking down this website. And as you can see, it's taken down. Maybe their ISP got some fake documents, who knows? But they fired up a new website the other day. Instead of called liquid.finance, they now call it liquidpay.finance. And this is the website. Now, we've gone back to the FMA, would you believe, 3 times. And the last email, I wouldn't even want to read it in public because it's quite embarrassing how you have to talk to these people. They said they're not going to add the new domain name in there because in the terms and conditions that no one ever reads at the very bottom of this website, theoretically states that this is not, if I go in here and I look for New Zealand, right. So here, if you look at, I've actually, Rob, I know you're listening, I've actually never seen this. Have you actually seen this? So in here, it tells you that this card is not supported in New Zealand. So all the countries, it's probably put out a warning because in their terms and conditions, New Zealand, and it says not supported, the FMA will not update the domain name that they had removed to the latest domain name. This is the stupidity of the government. And they said it doesn't really matter. And I said, well, I'm the one that gets the legal threats. I'm the one that is the soldier on the front lines. And if my own country doesn't do anything about it, it's just ridiculous. So wait, the plot gets better. So if we go to behind MLM, you know them? Well, behind MLM is similar to ourselves. He's actually meant to be a lawyer. I can't verify that, but that's what I've heard. But they published an article just on the 10th. Now, it's the 14th of June, and it's LquidPay Finance fraud warning in New Zealand. I tipped him off about this. I'm sure he already knew about it, but there is a team of us here who actually go after and inform each other of things going down in the multi-level marketing scam world. And in here, it talks about the claims that they make, and it says that they don't hold, like I just said, a New Zealand trademark. It basically goes through what I've just shown you. But the funny part here is, I'm going to have to read it because this is actually quite interesting.
Following multiple failed WAS reboots, Siddiqui launched Lquid Finance and LquidPay. Behind MLM never formally reviewed LquidPay, but as per research by Danny D. Heck, the scheme sold debit cards tied to Visa's network. Commissions were purportedly paid on affiliate recruit, residual commissions and funneling investors into other BTCC token scams. Separately, Behind MLM can reveal we received a final legal complaint from someone claiming to be Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui on June 9th.
Yeah, so it's not only me who's received these threats, but whoever's hosting behind MLM, hosting provider, please reach out to me. I would like you, because obviously they've sent the same stupid paperwork off to Oz from behind MLM, but their ISP hasn't taken down their website yet. But this is the sort of, this is the threat that he's given Oz, is this.
I am Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of LquidPay Deobank, and I am reaching out with utmost urgency regarding several defamatory and misleading articles published on your platform that mention my name, associated ventures, and content falsely linking me to fraudulent activities and individuals.
So this is actually more comical than I can actually express. And I've got a video I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. Now, just to put you in perspective, Shavez Ahmed offered me $10,000 if I could come up with his last name. So the fact that he didn't pay me is quite ironic. Now, this is his real name, and I did a video ages ago when I found his real name because he tried to do a copyright strike with me about 1.5 years ago. And the copyright strike, when you put those in, you need to use the real name of the person that owns the Google account, or you can't submit the complaint. So he had to use his real name because it was the one that he set up the account with. This is way back. And so ironically, from that day forward, I said, I know his real name, and he denied that. Never got my $10,000, but now he's using his real name. He's even got himself a website set up, which I'll find in a few minutes. But let's listen to another paragraph of this.
The articles listed below either directly or indirectly damage my personal and professional reputation by associating me with projects or persons, such as Sam Lee, Danny D. Heck, HyperOne, and others, with whom I have no legal, operational, or financial association.
Hey, Jelly Snack, nice to have you here. Not having a very good day, but I am actually in good spirits. But my website's been taken down, and Microsoft Certified Trainer, thank you very much. It's not a WordPress security issue, but nice try.
These reports were published without any prior verification or right of response, and some were even triggered by orchestrated misinformation campaigns led by known bad actors.
So you can imagine how I'm reading this and I'm thinking, oh my God, bad actors. Can you imagine some company who doesn't even... So you've got Shavez, who sets up a company called LquidPay, and Bloomberg interview him face-to-face. He rebrands his company name from 9Pay to LquidPay after they expose that Visa has no connection to him. How was anyone going to get the truth out of Shavez? It's impossible. So we're not fabricating this information. We've got $350 million that's been tracked through his super wallet address that he's taken from people. Boomerang. Don't get me started, but Boomerang claimed that if you buy a $500 license, you would get $1 million worth of Aave flash loan money to go do arbitrage trading. Rob, who's in the chat room at the moment, actually right-clicked on the website, spent 2 weeks with his finger in his ear, and realized that the website was generating all the fake arbitrage trading. When that happened, when the arbitrage trading stopped, we found the wallet that was feeding the fake cents into people's MetaMask wallets. And when they said that the DApp was overloaded, I literally put $10 into their wallet and people could trade again until the $10 was used up. We did that test twice. The DApp was down for 3 days. And this proved that they were using money from new investors to put it into the platform to feed people the illusion that they were doing arbitrage trading. The market, what do they call them? They would show people that they could pick, I've forgotten what they call it, the market something or other, but you could actually see the trade. You could pick one company where you could trade one to the other, and it would tell you how much money you were going to make. But on the same screen, they had the other markets going the other way. So it was so stupid. Long story short, we right-clicked on the website. We proved that website to be absolutely a joke. And then the website went offline. We watched $250,000 a day being people buying these licenses. They were told the $500 was going to make them $1,500 a day. They were told that they bought 3 licenses the next day and $4,500 the next licenses, and so forth and so forth. They're going to be non-millionaires. It was absolutely crazy. Mathematics didn't even make it add up. However, people still keep putting their money into this platform. Now, Shavez was fully exposed with that by the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and the Avengers. And this is the guy behind these threats. It's just ridiculous. So how are we meant to get credible evidence about these people when they're running a scam? It's impossible. So we need to do our own research.
These articles are contributing to severe reputational damage,
He hasn't got a
legal
reputation.
distress, and public misinformation. I strongly urge your editorial team to review and take down any references that falsely associate me or my company with fraudulent actors or schemes.
Fraudulent actors. Now, the only reason he's getting cocky, which I'll show you a
Please
video in
note,
a wee while.
a full legal dossier is prepared and will be submitted to relevant authorities including hosting providers, media regulatory bodies, and international legal channels if no action is taken within 7 working days.
Well, good luck to you, Shavez. You fooled my ISP, which is comical. All the documents have gone off to the FMA, Bloomberg, all the journalists that I know. I have forwarded your documents onto them. And this video will be a testament to showing some of the things that you've done. How many bad actors do you need to show that you are a bad actor? Going from your terminology. It's just ridiculous. Anyway.
If you require documentation such as legal notices, character verification, or evidence refuting these claims, kindly provide a direct email address where files can be shared securely.
Right, so I don't know how that secured documents. I'll show you these documents in a wee while. Anyway, the reason why Shavez is so cocky, there was a video here where Shavez was actually receiving an award. And this makes me just about throw up in a bucket. But this award is actually, this is testament to why Shavez was actually in hospital. They've got music playing at the moment, so I'm not going to jeopardize this video because of a bit of the music, but I'll just try and play a wee bit. So in this award, which is breathtaking, is the fact that Shavez actually speaks about how he was in hospital. He doesn't say anything about a stroke. In fact, he puts his condition into not sleeping and feeding himself well. So this document and this video is testament to the documents he's just sent me are a lie. He's claiming that I was the reason that he was put in hospital. So let's have a listen. So Shavez is receiving an Entrepreneur of the Year award to East Asia, and he's going to speak. So he walks past the guy like he's a zombie, gets on the podium, and I actually cannot believe he actually managed to get Entrepreneur of, I can't see the name. I think it's Middle East. Yeah, it's Entrepreneur Middle East. I just want to get rid of that music. I'll wait until he gets on the mic so you don't miss any good bits. Now, interesting enough, people who know Shavez and know my dream, we've actually been following him. In this video, which you won't hear for the first time, he talks about how he's here with his sister. We found out his sister is actually Lucky. Lucky's community is a community of people that she's been scamming for years. And we've had verified information come back that people have actually died by suicide who have been in her community because they've lost all their money. And Shavez and Lucky are now brother and sister. That blew us all away. We didn't know that. But in this video, he admits a lot of things.
Hello everyone, good evening. I hope everybody is doing good. Well, thank you so much for Business Awards. Special thank you to Entrepreneur Middle East. I would like to say a lot of words today, but I know I can't. Well, what a journey. Can't thank Allah enough. Can't thank all my friends, my family, my team, and...
So interesting enough, he talks about his team. We've never ever seen his team. We know that they had a building in Dubai, which you can watch the Bloomberg documentary style, where they actually drove past and the building had been empty. No one worked in there. Sam Lee worked in there. Sam Lee was meant to own 25% of the company, along with a guy called Max and another guy, which I can't remember the name, and a mystery guy we never found out about. But we had Garrett Blakely. He used to be a flatmate of Sam Lee, and he spoke to us. He used to work in the same building. He said there was about 400 or 500 people that worked there, all on different projects. We believe that We Global, or the blockchain era, or Xpro, which is another scam, not related, diversified as well, all come out of the same building. It's a software factory producing scam after scam. So when he talks about his team, you would think that somebody like Shavez, who claims that his team is amazing, would actually show us one day walk through your team and show us the team of developers that are working on your projects. We've never ever seen them. The other thing, when they had the floods that they had in Dubai, Shavez claimed that he waded into the server room and managed to get the server that the We Are All Satoshi used to host things. So things like this are stupid claims, but we've got all the videos. We've got the receipts, as they say. But listen to what he says now.
My sister sitting here beside me. Well, what a journey. The way I'm standing here is nothing but testament of resilience.
Right, now this was filmed on the 28th of the 5th. Well, that's when I got this video notified about it. So this is not even, so what is it? It was 17 days ago.
Both mental and physical. Let me share a story with you guys tonight. 40 days ago, I was in hospital, in ICU, and chances of my recovery was less than 40%.
Now, remember, he's claimed that he's had a stroke and I'm responsible for it. To be honest, I've got one of my dear mates who actually has had a stroke, and looking at his demeanor, I actually wouldn't put it past that he could have actually had a stroke, because something's not right. It's not the normal Shavez. So I could give him the benefit of the doubt. However, no one's got a hand up his bottom and he's not a puppet. No one's forcing him to say anything here except himself, as far as I'm aware. It doesn't look like an AI generated thing. And I'm about to show you his website where he's shown off his award. But here is a guy that's going to tell you why he really was in hospital. Otherwise, he's either lying to me or to my website host. Who knows?
The way I recovered, and in last 40 days, what I realized is not just physical well-being, but your mental health is as important as your physical well-being. So I wish everybody, everybody to have good night's sleep, because of last few years of sleepless nights, we could build LquidPay Deobank and other tech products that we are running.
So LquidPay didn't even exist for that long. Just probably 7 months ago, he was telling everyone it was 9pay. And we've got, on my website, which has been taken offline, we've got evidence proving that 9pay was the future of the world. And it's a credit card where we've already got people complaining. If you go on to Trustpilot and read the reviews, you'll see all the reviews, like most Trustpilot reviews, all come in within a couple of weeks, all from the fan club or the multi-level marketers. And then after that, you start getting a few truthful one-star reviews. And to get a one-star review on Trustpilot at the moment is incredibly hard, as people who've been watching my YouTube channel for a wee while have realized that it's hard to give an honest review unless you've been scammed, and then you have to provide the receipts to give a one-star review. But you can happily bounce along there and give them a 5-star review without giving any receipts. It's absolutely crazy.
So I just would request everybody in this room to sleep properly. And
so that wasn't me, that was just cut off then for some reason. Alrighty, so what happens next is quite, but I don't want that music in the background, which I'll probably get done for. So if this video gets broken up, I'll have the music scraped out of it. But unfortunately, it may have lost some of my commentary in a few minutes ago. But listen to the, watch the last bit here. See, and now he comes back to the table, and look who's sitting beside him, his sister, Lucky. And if you look at them in the lineup, their noses are the same. And there's hugging sister. So that was actually an eye-opener for, because I was always wondering why Shavez and Lucky didn't hook up, because I thought they were quite well suited for each other, but that explains that. All right, so there is something else. So if we go back to, so let's go to Chavez's website. So since his name has come out, he's now got Shavez, whatever his last name is.
Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui.
All right, as his domain name. And you can come here and you can see that he's now trying to give himself some sort of credibility. So maybe he should have listened to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and got his personal branding in order ages ago. So here he is at the same awards, accolade. So the same guy has also been mentioned in Forbes India. And you might think, wow, but you can pay to be in the PDF version of Forbes India. You can put an advert in there about anything that you are doing. He's pouted that out as a interview by Forbes magazine. Now, if you want that verified, it's not rocket science. Forbes, if they were to interview you, even in India, there would be a editor, a journalist name at the bottom of the article. There's no questions asked in the article. It's all about promotion of OnePay. And also, the article only appeared in the PDF version, which is they allow advertisers to do one-page spreads in the printed edition. At the same time that he published, had that published, he also did a whole lot of other publishing in other, let's just say, little newspapers that will publish anything if you give them enough money. They call them sponsored posts. So if we were to read about this guy and what he's done, he claims that he's been educated at the University of Oxford.
Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui is a Dubai-based fintech entrepreneur with over a decade of hands-on experience in blockchain technology. For the past 10 years, he has been deeply immersed in the evolving crypto landscape, building, experimenting, and pushing boundaries. Known for his relentless drive and vision, Shavez is focused on creating real-world impact through decentralized finance. His work centers around making crypto more accessible, practical, and borderless, as he continues to hustle at the forefront of the global Web3 movement. My Current Ventures, founder and CEO of LquidPay Deobank, leading the development of a decentralized banking ecosystem, with features like crypto savings, Visa-powered virtual cards, and global payments. Founder, Protocol Yield, creating a DeFi platform offering competitive yields through secure, transparent, and user-friendly crypto strategies. Education, completed executive studies at the University of Oxford, with a focus on strategy and emerging technologies in finance.
Now, when you're a scammer, you can actually say whatever you like. But to say that you've got a comprehensive executive studies at the University of Oxford, does that mean he went to the library, ate his soup? This is fabricated bullshit from a con artist. Now, this is Shavez. Now, this video that we're about to look at is actually only, well, I've had it online for maybe a year and a half. And this is when Sam Lee come out of hiding. Oh, what the hell's happening here? Oh, no, hold up. Something's gone wrong. 1 minute, please, caller. So listen to this video and you tell me whether this guy's come out of Oxford or he's just come out of the apprenticeship of Sam Lee. And you listen to who he says he works for.
Greetings to Hyper community. Myself, Shavez Anwar, very excited to join HyperOne as Asia Pacific Head Operations.
So HyperOne was when Sam Lee left Australia and stole, along with Ryan Jew, I think it was $49 million for their fake exchange, and people were looking for their money. He disappeared with Ryan Jew. Ryan Jew still disappeared. If you know where he is, please let me know. I'd like to know where he is. And then Sam Lee appeared 8 months later in Dubai, and he popped up with this new thing called HyperOne. Now, HyperOne, I thought it was a hoax, didn't really pay much attention, but it was only recently when Shavez started doing We Are All Satoshi interviews, we started researching him, and we found these videos that were not public, and we managed to find who he is. So in here, he's claiming he works for Hypertech Group and HyperOne, and we've got 5 other videos that show him doing presentations, showing people about diversal, not diversal, I'll get it right, stable DAO and stable opinion, and then stable, HyperOne.
First of all, I would like to thank HyperOne management for showing trust in me and giving me this responsibility. A little introduction about me. As a young entrepreneur, I started my career in digital and blockchain marketing when I was merely 17. So last 10 years have been full of opportunities and success stories. I want to grow myself more and keen to explore my capabilities with Hyper ecosystem. So let's work together for our organizational goals to achieve our individual goals. I am committed to deliver my 100%. With 100% efforts and commitments of you, my motto to grow Hyper community is in Asia to the largest scale. So my full support will be there for our growing leadership. Very interestingly, Asia, which has two-thirds of the world population, has always been contributing to blockchain space. So under the umbrella of hyper ecosystem, let's learn and earn about blockchain and NFT marketplace. I can't wait to tap into the market with our top leadership. So I'm going to start a series of small meetups, starting with India by the end of the month, followed by meetings in Kathmandu, Nepal, Dhaka, Bangladesh, which is already scheduled for the first week of August. Venues and calendar dates will be shared very shortly with all our early birds and achievers. My official contact details will be shared with all level 9 and above achievers very soon. So I can't wait to communicate with our top leadership to understand the needs and gain more momentum on the ground. I will be congratulating all our top achievers very soon in person. So journey doesn't stop here. After finishing my scheduled meetings in these three countries, I am flying over to Malaysia, Thailand to meet and greet our leaders. Coming 2 months are going to be full of energy, commitments, exciting announcements around the corner, a big market momentum to take HyperOne to next stage has already begun. HyperOne, wealth transfer like never before. See you soon.
All right, guys. So I don't want to go on about them too much, but if you were back on my other computer here, the other thing that we did find out recently, and it's worthwhile saying, is we found that Shavez has launched this new thing called Protocol Yield. And Protocol Yield, we found that the terms and conditions of Protocol Yield were pretty much the same as Signally. And then we went through and found that Signally was owned by a company called ZigChain. And ZigChain were holding a big event in Dubai about a month or 5 weeks ago. So when we realized that their terms and conditions were exactly the same as Signally, we went and found the ZigChain website and found that they provide a white-labeled service exactly the same as what Shavez was claiming that his developers had built. So we contacted ZigChain and said, hey, do you realize that Shavez, here's a video of Shavez claiming that he's made the software which looks like a white-label service of yours. I even booked an appointment with a guy called Richard, who's meant to be the CEO of ZigChain, and he was alarmed and showed great concern. The next minute, there's a ZigChain event, and one of the sponsors of ZigChain was, guess it was LquidPay. It was just, and we've written to this guy, Richard, quite a few times, and he's never actually replied to us since. But, you know, it's absolutely like you can go through all these videos that I've got on Shavez, and they speak for themselves. I'm not on a witch hunt for some mystery guy that's been traveling around India and Dubai and just defaming him or trying to prove to people not to get involved in his scams for the hell of it. I've got better things to do with my time. But if you have a look at videos like this one, for example,
Needs all the requirements in the African community, and he will make sure that the community.
So here you've got Shavez in the top right corner, which you can hardly see up here, and his name is Shavez S. Anwar. So that's how some people thought he was called Anwar and not his other name. Here he's talking about the company structure of HyperOne, which was the startup from Sam Lee after he took off all the money from Australia. Hypertech Group is at the top of that building. And then he talks about their tech projects and obviously community building is HyperOne, which allegedly it's just ridiculous. And
Grows with the same pace as it is growing in Asia Pacific region, and same goes.
Right, so if you go through this video that I've got,
Community building,
you can see he
and also we will have more corporate officials.
So here he is, somebody who claims he's gone through Oxford, claims that he started up his own tech company at the age of 17, working for Hypertech Group under the umbrella of Sam Lee. When Sam Lee went mental and they had to put him out of his misery because he's doing cocaine and getting drunk, Shavez was thrown under the bus and told to put his name on We Are All Satoshi. So you might not know who We Are All Satoshi is if you're watching this for the first time. But, like if we go to, because they've had their website shut down for the third time that we know of. They used to be called weareallsatoshi.org. And then I think they used to have weareallsatoshi.io or something like that. And then that got shut down. And then they fired up another website. And that's why I was really pissed off with the FMA in New Zealand, because they shut down these websites and then pinged them out again. They've got them all backed up, ready to rock and roll. Within 24 hours, they'll have their website back up under a new domain. Now, this is affiliate marketing 3.0. Now, this particular company, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here. If you want to know more about this company, if you go to the state of Wyoming, they registered this company as a DAO, which means it's not actually really technically owned by Shavez, because the liability goes to a group of people. So we investigated this company that they called Affiliate Marketing 3.0, DAO LLC. And the state of Wyoming, this was registered by a company that registers companies for every Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they don't really care who. But if you went through and read the history of the company and you read the administrative action, this company that was set up called Affiliate Marketing 3.0, and you can do this on your own dime if you want. Otherwise, this video will go on for 300 years because I've got a lot to say about this here. This administrative action shows that they filed fraudulent documentation. And I can't help but show you this, because it's no point me giving you this information and not being able to back it up. But this is the document, and this is the file of administrative action. Basically, that company was shut down because they provided fraudulent information. They didn't have a unique identifier on their website, and so they lost their DAO status. And this took the wind out of their sail for about 3 months. What do you think happened? Well, another government department that really knows how to do it, 3 months later, they filed the company with exactly the same name, Affiliate Marketing 3.0, and it's current and active. Hasn't done any returns yet that we know of, because you don't need to. See, initial filing. So you go to that there, and this is what we're up against. So a company with the same name, registered by the same people, can literally be reapply under the same name and get themselves listed again as a DAO. Now, in some ways, that's quite good for me, because Shavez claims that he owns he's the founder and the controller of
go
the
to the left
of the name and company, Affiliate Marketing 3.0. Technically, he's not. However, he's the one that holds most of the eggs. So when they do a group discussion or a decision on anything, he's got the majority vote. Under here, you can come through here and you can, the purpose of this company, which I'm not explaining very well, is all they need to do is come up with platform after platform. The affiliates join We Are All Satoshi, even though We Are All Satoshi is trying to get itself disappeared. And then they can push these products to mum and dad investors, hence why I'm on the show. So the first one is, you talk about their vision and their whatever. First one is BTCC, which is their own blockchain. It's a game of Monopoly. It's not connected to the real market. There's no bridge to get your money out. We've got video evidence of Shavez saying that he will never bridge BTCC platform to real market because everyone will leave. So people are trapped in here. They're claiming that this is their version of Bitcoin, and they're going to build this into some wealth. And it just gets ridiculous. I'm not even going to explain it, but you can only buy into LquidPay, Dodo Pay, Capital 3, and Protocol Yield using BTCC. So you put your money into BTC, you get your BTCC dollars, and you can go buy yourself into a platform. Now you might think that's great. So get this, you can only get a discount. You still have to use fresh USDT to purchase these products. It's a have. LquidPay. If you sell somebody, your mate, a credit card with LquidPay, you get $550 commission. So recently we did a video, and we've got David from somewhere in the UK telling people how much money you can make by just selling these cards, because all these platforms are all about how much commission the affiliates get, hence why it's called affiliate marketing 3.0. They just need to keep coming up with stupid programs that look like they do something. Now, every single one of these programs was originally called Boomerang, and they were going to launch Boomerang number 2. Boomerang was the scheme I talked about earlier on, where you paid $500 and you were going to make $1,500 per day. Everyone sold it as that, and when the launch happened, they claimed that they overloaded the Polygon network. Polygon network, they were doing 300 transactions a minute, and that was overloading the Polygon network. If you do your research, the Polygon network can handle 64,000 transactions a second. It was ridiculous. So then after it overloaded the Polygon network, because Polygon rang up Shavez and said, hey, Shavez, mate, thanks for your phone number, thanks for picking up, but at the moment you're overloading our network. He went, oh my God, put everyone on restriction mode so everyone could do 1 transaction a day. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, but how much money did they make, Danny? Would you believe the average was 30 cents a transaction? So people that paid $500 could only get 30 cents transaction, 30 cents a day from doing 1 transaction. Then he stretched it out and told people, we're going to let you do 2 transactions. So people hung on to faith. 2 transactions a day, I'm going to make 60 cents a transaction. Then they said they were bringing in a bot. The bot enabled you to only trade between 10, I'm not completely sure about this, I think $20 and $50. Now, we even found out why he did that, because every time a transaction happened, he had to pay the flash loan provider for the use of the money that he was doing the trade. So if somebody come along and decided that they'd use $1,000 of their flash loan money to do a trade, then he would get the bill for the $1,000 from the flash loan provider, which might be, a dollar, not even that, but it was money. So then he thought, I know what I'll do. I'll tell everyone we're making a bot, and they can only go up to $50 at a time. And the more that you traded, the less profit you would make. So they were telling people, if you want to be strategic, you want to sit here all day long and do $100 trades. The whole thing was a have. Then they decided, you're going to love this, that even though it was the best thing since sliced bread, they're going to refund everybody. So you purchased a $500 ticket with USDT, and guess what they refunded you with? BTCC. So that's their token here, right? So you might think, wow, that's pretty cool. So you go to BTCC and you're all excited about crypto. This ain't crypto. This is on their blockchain, not the blockchain. It's not connected to crypto.com. It's not connected to Binance. Hello, Susie. Thank you. Queen of Karma. This is a big one. I've lost my website to this prick. And it's funny, I'll get it back. But anyway, so this is their website. And this is, if you go to COD20, it will actually show you the price of their money. Now, this went down to $99. Now, this isn't real money, ladies and gentlemen. This is monopoly money. And they're telling you that all the money that they've invested in here so far, which I'm assuming it's, I've forgotten how to read it, but there is a way of reading how much money is actually being put into this, real money being put into this, and they are alleging that that money's safe. I don't believe it for a second. I reckon it's already been stolen by the people that Shavez worked for. I do not believe Shavez is actually the instigator behind this. Anyway, what they did is they made it that people could finally get some of their money out. They could use their money to buy a protocol yield license. This went down to 99 cents. At one point, it was up to $1.60. And these stupid graphs that they have, look how good they are. Oh, that's a day. If we go all time, yeah, you can see this here. So their tokens got up to $78, and then they sort of averaged, and they got them back up to, I don't even know how to read this properly, but the most they were ever worth, I think, was $1.60. And I don't watch this like anything. I don't even believe this graph is real. But Shavez on the Bloomberg documentary claimed that he was proud of what he started with BTC, and he reckons that he's taking the world on with this. But now it's got back up to $1.23, so they claim, but you can't switch from BTCC into USDT. So there's no bridge. Even though it's got it there on the screen, it's not worth anything. It's only worth as much as somebody's prepared to pay. Long story short, what I'm trying to say here, guys, and I'm probably not making the best explanation of this, this is fake money. This is a game of Monopoly. You can put money in, but you can never get it out. This is worse than Hotel California. which is actually quite ironic. And also, if you take it back to another step, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, but if we go to this here, this is the Explorer window that shows you all the transactions that are happening on their blockchain. Now, remember, this company claims to be standalone, one of a kind, no association to anybody, but this is what they call their Explorer window. Now, it might be quite interesting for you to see when we were tracking Hyperverse and Hyperfund, they also had something similar. Bloomberg, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. I'm looking at my bookmarks, archive. No, Danny the Heck, utilities website. I think, yeah, here it is here. I think this is the other one. So that's, that was the wrong one. But if I go to that one, Hcash. Yeah, so Hcash was the dollar that they used for Hyperverse. Does this Explorer window and this Explorer window look incredibly similar? Now, this isn't standard run-of-the-mill software. This is a company that's independent, no association to Hcash, which was the dollars that people used to use to buy their Hyperverse dollars. But can you see that there's a similarity here? Of course you can. It's the same friggin' company. So the green one stole $1.9 billion from people. This one here is in the process of doing the same. Shavez isn't even the man behind this. Hypertech Group is. Like he said in his video, here he is working for Hypertech Group.
Okay. So I will be telling you all about the inception of HyperOne.
So this guy here isn't a guy that's gone through Harvard University as per his website. This is a guy that used to work in a company. I even went as far as to say at one point that I believe he's stuck trapped in Dubai and he can't get his ass out of there. I wouldn't be surprised.
So I come to the notifications in LinkedIn, and
so we've done like deep investigations on all this, and everything I say has, like, I've literally done over 100 videos on this guy. We've gone through documented proof. There's nothing that I couldn't stand up in the court of law and say, look at what he was doing. And look at how he is manipulating people. I mean, we've got, you know, like this is, I get excited when I see this stuff, but this is a video of us watching the blockchain and watching
session. Then grab it.
This is the, I don't even know how to explain it, but this was the fake arbitrage trading that they were doing, where people, I don't even know if you can see this. Yeah, well, it's probably not really right, but somebody would have bidded money, and we watched the whole transaction, and all what they were doing is swaps with their money. And I'm getting off track a little bit here, but I'm not going to go down these tracks. We've already had these videos. I'm not here to prove that what they're running is a scam. I'm here to actually look at these documents that he's provided, and also look at the claim. So look at this. Even his own LinkedIn profile has been blocked by me. Shavez now is coming out on social media. He's claiming he is somebody. He's trying to clean up his act and make a legitimate person out of him. And if we go back to the website here and click on downloads, this is the website that I own the domain name. So just get this right. I've lost my website at the moment. This is hosted on the same provider that I've currently got. I've got liquidpay.com. I own the domain name. He's liquidpay.finance. In here, I go through here and I show everyone the companies that he's... So the Dodo is not Doodoo, it's Dodo, it's D0D0. And the real company is called dodo.com. Now, these are all on my videos. Now, I don't know how I can explain this without showing you, but this isn't his company. This is another company. And if you go through and you go through to their help pages, you'll find that they actually have a phone number on here somewhere where you can actually ring up this company and get help. When you went through to Dodo on launch day, they had the same phone numbers and they had the support email address. So if you click on About and you go to the Help Center, when we got to this page, when this website was launched, they actually had the phone numbers of the other company that wasn't even them. I can't even find it now. Where is it? About Us. Have they changed it again? About Us. Let's try the About Us section. About Us. Where's their help? Here it is. So on the Contact Us page here, The email address was actually Dodo, which isn't them. Do I make that clear? And then the second company that you go to Capital, that's them. So what they do is they set up this company. So this is the company that Chavez claims that he owns, and this is another investment. I think this was something that you could stake your money in. So when people couldn't get their money out of BTCC, they decided, I didn't see the store one before. They decided, I'll have a look at that in a minute. They decided, I'm trying to only trust Danny. Thank you for the votes and the thing. How come it doesn't come up? I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't come up. So this here, I think this was a staking program, but this was another company that is not them, that looks exactly the same as them, that looks like they're just passing off. So at a glance, you wouldn't tell the difference really between their logo and their, it's actually called Capital3.club. I'll shut that one down. Then you come to this other one that's actually got even a more similar logo. And this is another company, which seems to be legit. I don't know. I can't verify that. But there he is passing off another company. So they create companies that look very similar to other existing companies. And you might think, oh, yeah, well, that's a coincidence. So then you go to the next company. So, I actually have got this. So if we go to 9pay and the real company, I'll wait for that one to load. I'll also do that one, and I'll do this one. LquidPay, Lquid Group, Protocol Yield, and Ziglany. So this was 9pay. So when Bloomberg TV did a 10th month investigation with me and other people, now he's going to sue Bloomberg TV as well as me, theoretically, with his fake CGI, what do they call it? ChatGPT documents. This was 9pay. So when this was exposed, and you go back to the documents here, I mean, this is so ridiculous, it's more laughable than anything. But there is the actual clip from Bloomberg that says Visa, in a statement, said that it has no relationship with 9pay. So this was 9pay. 2 weeks after they published that, he rebranded the company to LquidPay. And that's when I heard about that. I went and nabbed the .com before he could get it. But this is another 9pay in Vietnam. This company exists. Now, the ironic part about that, Chavez traveled to Vietnam to try to launch Protocol Yield and also another company. Was it? No, it was Protocol Yield. So he was in Vietnam. After he was in Vietnam, then all of a sudden, the 9pay was also rebranded. So it could have been the Bloomberg article. It could have been the fact that there was already a company that is based in Vietnam with the word 9pay came after him. I don't know which one was, but why would you copy a company that does basically the same services as you're offering? Because he's passing off their names. So let's get rid of that only documented proof that it exists, because he tried to clean that off the internet, but I found it on archive.org. Next thing is, this is the one that I've just shown you before, and this is called Bitcoin Code Technology. And then you go to this company, and it's called Bitcoin Code. Now this, as far as I'm concerned, is the real deal. This company was existing before Chavez come along. I'm not saying they're doing the same thing in this, but this is an established company with an established brand that, if you didn't know that this company wasn't the same as this company, look at the logos, well, the colors, the name, very, very similar, except this one here is called the bitcoincode.io, and his one here is called bitcoincode.technology. So that's another example of him passing off. Now, Liquid Finance /pay, well, the FMA in New Zealand tell me that they had the website liquid.finance removed. And I've asked them to update, as I earlier mentioned, to update that website, and that hasn't happened. So now we've got a 404 error. However, this here was Lquid Group, which was another company offering something similar. And we believe that he's passed off this company's name and created another, which looks similar to this one, LquidPay Group. So now he's decided to rebrand himself from LquidPay to some sort of bank name instead. So it just gets stupider and stupider. Now, let's just keep getting stupid. Protocol Yield. My team of developers are about to launch Boomerang number 2. And we're all sitting there thinking, oh my God, what's he going to do next? What comes out? Well, it's called Protocol Yield, not Boomerang 2. And this is the surprise. And what you can do is you can basically, I don't even know how this one works because I don't even get into this. If I go to the About Us section, we might find some new stuff. What does protocol yield do? I think there was a DAP. I think if you change that word to app, is that right? Maybe wrong here. Oh, something's going to happen. Oh, no, here we go. So here's the app. And you're meant to connect your wallet to this and not worry about losing all your crypto. But when I looked at this is basically, I don't even know how it works. I haven't even investigated. But you can invest. You just plug your wallet in and you give them your crypto. That's how it works. So then we found this other company here, and we went and we looked at their app. So I went to here, and I think I typed in app, and I thought, this is hard case, because when I searched the terms and conditions of this company, we found, it's not going to work. Where have I done wrong? See portfolio, explore the types. Yep, there we go. So this company and this company are meant to be different companies. Shavez is claiming that he started up this company. They're claiming that they own this company. And then when we went through it, we looked at it and we thought, this is exactly the same. So then I decided, let's find out who actually runs this company. And we went to the bottom of this and we looked at this and we looked for the white labeling solution. And we come here and it said, request a call with our expert. So we decided to do that. We met Richard, the owner of Zigliny, or ZigChain, as we found out. And he said that we could have a white labeled service just like Shavez did. But then you'd think, well, hold on a minute, Shavez. You claim that you developed this software with your development team from scratch. So which one is it? Then we went to this company, excuse me, and we went to the terms and conditions. And they would have been updated since we've done this video because they watch us like it. But when we went through the terms and conditions, they were exactly the same. In fact, the terms and conditions tells us that the company that actually owns this is in South Africa. So here it talks about the financial sector in South Africa. All of a sudden, so then I decided to search for the South African company, or did I? No, I searched for the company number, I think. Where's the company number? The license number here. I'll just see if that still works because that was quite comical. Probably can't find it in a hurry. But what we did find, what we can do is go back to Zigliny. Whoops, Zigliny, is that a word? And we found that their terms and conditions were exactly the same, and the same company owned it. There we go. Right, so here we go. A different company, not associated with Shavez whatsoever, but they're claiming that they are, a South African company. So they hadn't updated the terms and conditions, and obviously it was a white label service, which is absolutely horrific. And there was some other really crazy thing with the connection there. But because this company here seems to have some relationship with Binance, like a broker account, then all of a sudden, Shavez starts making claims that he was also an official broker with Binance. But it just gets stupider and stupider. All right, so I've given you a bit of a lecture about that. Now, I'm not against getting cease and desist letters. In fact, I quite like them. And just for shits and giggles, I thought I'd show you one here that I get. Final notice before legal action. False and defamatory publication. Now, this lady here is actually meant to be the wife of Pascal. And she's claiming that I've wrongly exposed her. And she's now writing to places like LinkedIn, telling them to remove their information because she's been wrongly exposed. Oh, that looked like an ugly Danny. And this is the sort of thing that the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger gets on a daily basis. Now, I would show you this on my blog, but my blog's been taken down, which is kind of ironic, really. But I want to see if I can show you, like the other day, I lost my Medium account. And I'm actually working with Google at the moment. There's a guy that's involved in the head of development, I think, in Google, and he was just monitoring my website, would you believe, to make sure that it hasn't been restricted by Google's search, whatever. And he's impressed with my content, would you believe? That was really nice. So in here, I exposed this lady because she was married to a scammer. And now this lady's decided that she hasn't been married to this scammer for the last 7 years. And because she appears in a video that I've done, she thinks that she has the right to remove herself. So, you wake up in the morning and there's another legal threat. And I use ChatGPT and I write myself a pretty official letter and write back to her, telling her to verify her claims. And I didn't call her a scammer. I just said that she seems to be married to a scammer. So that's it. Anyway, today I received a letter from my hosting company. And this is where it gets a bit more serious, because there's so many things here. I mean, okay, Shavez the clown here has decided to write to my ISP with fake documents, and then they have actually, unfortunately, decided to listen to him, which is just breathtaking in the same. But just before I do that, I just want to go to a website address called LquidPay.store, because for some reason, I see why it's not working. Certified trainer, because you are not on YouTube. Okay, so we've got LquidPay Store, LquidPay credit card. Isn't that funny? So LquidPay Store, LquidPay.store and LquidPay.finance. Now I can tell without even a glance, this is actually the Russian version of it, I believe. Straight away without looking at it, I think this is what's happening. They did this previously. And yes, it is. It's in Russian. See, the buttons are all in Russian. So that's how good I am at scouting these websites. Now, what's actually happening here, there's an affiliate that gets paid every time you sign up. I should sell that domain name to them. Telegram links to Bloomberg. Telegram links to Bloomberg. Oh, does it? Telegram links to Bloomberg. Oh, I don't quite know to explain that one a bit more. On this page, you mean? But anyway, this is another website called LquidPay.store, and this will, when you click on, oh, right, got you here, order card and Telegram app. Oh, my goodness. So here it is. And in here, you will now be talking to a bunch of scammers. I said, well, we look at that. I think I can do that without... So when you go to there, it takes you to LquidPay. Oh, look at that. I'm good, aren't I? So I've got that all set up already. It says you can start. And here will be a bot that decides to, welcome to LquidPay crypto card store. And then you click start and you go launch. So now a box pops up, which you might not be able to see all of. And this will be, this will be all, nothing to do with Shavez whatsoever. This will be a scammer who's decided to also grab his domain name and do something dubious. So that's actually quite hard case, really. TR20 is, I don't know how to bring that up in a hurry, unfortunately. What do I do with that? Is that the TR20? Oh, I might just have a wee look at that. I'm going to get distracted. You watch this. TR20. Is this Polygon? Tron. Okay, let's have a look. Tron. And what am I looking at here? Zoom. Blockchain, Tron. Tron scan. So this is probably, put that in there. You tell me what this is. Assets. Oh, I see. So you can actually go and see how much money they've managed to trick people out of. Is that what you're saying? The other thing too is I'll log in here. I think I can do that in a hurry. Don't look at my number. Tron. I think it's that one there. Make sure it doesn't bring my words up. ... Alrighty. So what are we looking at here? Hopefully we are logged in. Bybit. And we can normally go into transfers and we can go in and you can see people signing up. Not sure what I'm looking at here, but is that whose wallet address is that? Is that the one that's LquidPay.store? We'll come back to that in a minute. Alrighty, so as you can see, I'm not too good on the internet. That's my website today. Ironically, they should have taken liquidpay.com away, which is even funnier. Anyway, so I got this email from my hosting company today, and this is what this whole video is about. Obviously, I got distracted, and I've given you an hour worth of me talking about what's happening.
Dear Mr. Dheck, regarding website, Dehek.com, we are writing to inform you that your website, Dehek.com, hosted on WP Engine's platform, has been taken offline following the receipt of several legal complaints. In particular, the complaint, submitted by Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of LquidPay Deobank, alleges that your website contained content that constitutes inter alia, criminal impersonation and identity theft, setting up a fraudulent website to mimic the LquidPay platform, defamatory and misleading statements. The materials submitted by Mr. Siddiqui include legal claims of reputational, financial and psychological harm resulting from the content hosted on your site.
So ironically, there's no legal letters here. These are just letters that are not from a lawyer. These are from an individual. So now we have learnt that I could actually set up an individual, a facade, an AI person if I want to, and then submit documents written by ChatGPT and have somebody's website taken offline until somebody pulls their finger out of there and actually investigates to see if these are legal complaints. So this is what I woke up to. Oh, I was actually out for a run today. I do park run if you do it. It's quite good fun, isn't it? But anyway, I do that, and I was on the way there, and I realised just before I left that my website
The materials submitted by Mr. Siddiqui include legal claims of reputational, financial and psychological harm resulting from the content hosted on your site. In accordance with our acceptable use policy and our obligations under applicable online safety and content moderation laws, WP Engine has determined that the content in question violates the standards and has therefore taken steps to disable Dehek.com. Further, due to repeated acceptable use policy violations found on Dehek.com, WP Engine has determined that account New Zealanders shall be terminated in 30 days. You will have access to any backups in line with the standard retention periods. Thank you, WP Engine Legal.
So this is a hosting company that I've been with for 10 plus years, and all of a sudden they get nothing they can prove, and they've just taken my website offline. Quite comical, really. So so here we go. This is what Shavez has submitted, or one of his memes, if he's got any memes, which I don't believe so. But this is the guy that was on his deathbed a few weeks ago, and all of a sudden got out of hospital and going to go get that Danny DeHeck guy. And this is what he's written to them.
Dear Abuse Department Legal Officer, this is a final legal notice and pre-litigation warning issue.
I just have to emphasize, this is not a legal notice because it's not from a legal entity. And this is how stupid. If you read the terms and conditions of WP Engine, they claim that they have to prove legally legal documents, and these are not legal documents. So they've acted on basically Word documents that somebody submitted, not stamped by a court judge or a court injunction or a court finding of, it's just bullshit, absolutely bullshit.
Pre-litigation warning issued to your organization for hosting or maintaining the domain Dehek.com, owned and operated by Mr. Danny DeHeck, which has been used as a central vehicle for digital abuse, impersonation, and international defamation campaigns against me, Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of LquidPay Deobank. From 2023 through 2025, I have been the target of sustained cyber attacks, including AI voice impersonation, false identity creation, and a digital slander campaign that has culminated in severe emotional and medical trauma, including a verified severe brain stroke, a near-death event.
Oh, brilliant. I hope that I gave him a brain stroke. I really do. Not that I'd wish a stroke on anyone, but come on, are you alleging that the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger has the power to give people brain strokes? The video that we had of Shavez over here showed that he was depriving himself of sleep and sleep and food. And also, we've got documented videos of him smoking like a choo-choo train. I mean, that would be more detrimental to your health than having some bad karma about you on the internet.
Despite clear patterns of abuse and disinformation from Mr. Danny DeHeck, a known dyslexic scam content creator with a history of false exposés, your platform continues to provide the technical infrastructure enabling the public distribution of this illegal and defamatory content.
Now, you can make assumptions that it's illegal. I've never made any claims. I've never made any vicious attempts to go after anybody that's not guilty, or we haven't got evidence of videos of these people doing the scam. Now, there's no one in the world that would deny that Boomerang, which was led by Shavez, created by Shavez, as soon as We Are All Satoshi had its new CEO appointed, the first thing he did was set up Boomerang. We have got videos coming out of our bottom about how that was a fraudulent system. They've even refunded people the money from the system because they failed to deliver, and they refunded them into their worthless BTCC token. I mean, there's fraud all over the place. And now people have got their money trapped in BTCC. We've got video evidence of Shavez Ahmed saying that he will never, ever make a bridge for people to take their money out of the platform because everyone would leave. And as soon as he opens a wee crack in the door and lets people purchase or exchange their money from BTC into protocol yield, the new scam I was just talking about, there's a mass exodus. And their in-house token went from $1.60 to $99 within a few days. What evidence do I need to prove that this guy isn't worthy of being headhunted from the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger and my team of Avengers?
Scales legal liability your platform now faces. You are now considered jointly and individually liable for hosting and enabling the distribution of impersonated, AI-generated, defamatory content, violating cybercrime laws under UAE, India, the United Kingdom, and the United States, supporting or ignoring identity theft, medical exploitation, and reputational sabotage, contributing to financial loss totaling $300,000, as outlined in attached reports, negligence and failure to act upon clear abuse tied to your platform.
Oh my goodness. So jointly liable for distribution of impersonated AI-generated defamatory content. There's no AI videos on my website for a start. They're all on YouTube. That's so credible. Now, cyber law under none of the laws that he quotes apply. I mean, we'll see this in a few minutes. I'm not getting too excited, but this is actually funny. So they had 7 days to meet the deadline. So my ISP decides, hey, let's just remove his website. And let's make this all Danny DeHeck's problem. So let's have a listen to the 7-day deadline threats.
7-day deadline for action. You are hereby given 7 calendar days to suspend and remove all services supporting Deconstructing, including DNS, hosting, and any associated CDN or proxy. Preserve account records and logs related to this domain for legal use. Disclose full registrant and account details related to Deconstructing to aid criminal investigation. Respond with a formal legal reply outlining the corrective actions taken. Failure to comply will result in legal filings in UAE, India, UK, and New Zealand. Formal complaints to ICANN, Google Safe Browsing, and Netcraft Abuse Database. Lawsuits for enabling cross-border defamation, impersonation, and psychological harm. International media coverage holding your platform accountable for complicity.
Well, I'd love to know who he's going to use. Is he going to go to Bloomberg? Hey, Alison, can you come back and interview me again? Danny DeHeck's been saying false accusations about me. And she'll go, ooh, what do you mean? Do you mean like that one about you not being associated to Visa? Oh, Danny repeated that, did he? Oh, naughty Danny. Of course he's not. I mean, all these documents are now gone off to Bloomberg. They've gone off to the Guardian newspaper. I left out the New York Times because they're probably busy. But this is how silly this is.
Explanation of attached documents. 1. Identity theft and impersonation report. Details the AI cloning, impersonation tactics, and domain abuse enabled by Deconstructing. 2. Legal defamation and damage report. Shows the $300,000 plus in financial and reputational damages caused by false publications. 3. Medical impact and severe brain stroke report. Provides medical evidence confirming that abuse from Deconstructing contributed directly to a severe brain stroke.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. Now, I can't show you the next bit because there's a phone number on it, but I want to see if I can get to the bottom of it. So that was basically it. And then I've got these 3 documents, which we'll go through in a minute, but just brace yourself. Okay, so this is what I've done. I've impersonated him. Now, I haven't actually impersonated him because what I've done is I've set up a website not to impersonate him, but to expose him. And there's 2 completely different things. So let's listen to the first part of it.
Identity theft and impersonation report subject. Criminal identity theft, AI-based voice impersonation, and digital exploitation by Mr. Danny DeHeck. 1. Complainant details name, Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui alias Shavez. Position, Chief Executive Officer. Organization, LquidPay Deobank. Location, Dubai, UAE. Email, Shavez@LquidPay.finance.
Now, it's quite fun, but like, I have got his voice in here, but I've never claimed to be impersonating him. I've only interviewed him. So this is what I can literally do right now, is I can ring up Shavez, and I can talk to him. G'day, Shavez. Danny DeHeck here. Hey, look, mate, you've actually complained to my website host, and you've had my website removed because you've filed some documents that you've produced on ChatGPT. I mean, it's absolutely comical. What have you got to say about that?
I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. I did not complain to your website host and had your website removed, let alone follow any documents produced on ChatGPT. I'm afraid that someone might be using my name or pretending to be me. It's unfortunate that this happened, and I apologize for any inconvenience or confusion caused.
Well, that's funny because I didn't actually think it could be someone impersonating you. Hey, congratulations on just receiving the award for being entrepreneur in the Middle East. Entrepreneur Middle East gave you an award for Entrepreneur of the Year. Congratulations about that, Chavez.
Thank you. I'm honored to receive the award as an entrepreneur in the Middle East. It's a testament to the hard work and dedication of my team and the success of our businesses in the region.
Excellent. Hey, I'm just going to read a little bit of what this document is and see what you think about it. Do you think it's real? Have a listen.
Respondent details name. Denny D. Heck known aliases. Crypto Avenger, Scam Patrol, etc. Digital platforms used. YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, LinkedIn, Reddit, by McAfee, X, formerly Twitter, Rumble, Bloomberg.com hosting provider of website, Deheck.com, wpenguin.com additional malicious domain, www.LquidPay.com, this website, created and maintained by Mr. Danny D. Heck, fraudulently impersonates LquidPay Deobank and includes defamatory content falsely labeling the complainant and the organization as a scam.
We'll see what he says.
It's clear that whoever wrote this document is mistaken. I am not aware of anyone named Denny D. Heck, and I have never used the alias Crypto Avenger Scam Patrol or any of the other names mentioned. I'm not sure what platform this document is referring to.
Oh, he's getting himself a bit twisted there. But look, that's how I do use Chavez's voice. I always interview him. And as you can feed them information, I use a thing called character.ai. And yes, I've done quite a few interviews with scammers who I've offered to come onto my YouTube videos and be interviewed, and they declined. And I said, if you decline, I'm going to use AI and do the interview anyway. So we're going to carry on reading this.
The content also embeds a Bloomberg video from its official YouTube channel that defames Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui and LquidPay Deobank. As such, both Bloomberg Media and its reporter Alice Cantor are equally responsible for disseminating defamatory, misleading, and unauthorized material. The website is hosted at IP address 141.193.213.21, IP range 141.193.213.0 to 141.193.213.255, CIDR, under the ICE class.
So you get the idea anyway, and we won't go through all these documents. You'll be here all day long. But basically, he's gone through and he's found where my DNS is hosted. He says it's identity theft when I haven't done anything but set up a domain name. As far as I'm concerned, they've already tried to get the domain name off me, but I moved that around the world, so they had to start that whole investigation again. And I'm not here to pussyfoot around. And of course, there's going to be wins and losers when I do these battles. If I take down my website, it's not the end of the world for me. But the fact is that these documents are not verified by any legal entity is actually quite comical, to say the least. So he claims I'm doing identity theft. And brand misuse. Now, I'm not claiming to be a credit card provider. I am claiming, if you have a look at the website here, I'm exposing them with articles and videos from Bloomberg. I've got videos of Chavez plotting to do this, which he won't believe I have. But I have, let's just say there's a wolf in the hen house. And Chavez, if you're watching this, you're not going to run and hide with producing these fake documents. But this website is definitely not impersonating LquidPay. There's nowhere on this website where we're telling people they can sign up for my card. In fact, every time somebody signs up for a card, the reason why you have that screen on there right now is because they're doing a denial server attack trying to get this website offline. There's 25 reasons why you would avoid signing up for this credit card, and you can go through each and every one of them. I am certainly not impersonating LquidPay. I'm warning people that every screen of their pitch deck has red flags that are waving so much in the breeze that's causing a draft. If you've just tuned in, they've taken down to heck.com because I've got these documents. Anyway, I suppose we need to read all these words because it would be fair not to be fully transparent. Let's have a read.
This constitutes identity theft, brand misuse, and coordinated online defamation, warranting immediate legal and platform-level action. Additionally, the domain provider, Anim, LLC, hosting services, WP Engine, Incorporated, and content partners, namely Bloomberg Media and reporter Alice Cantor, are held equally accountable for enabling the publication and persistence of malicious, defamatory, and impersonating content. Their failure to moderate and remove such harmful material, despite its clear potential to incite widespread public misinformation and mental trauma, makes them complicit. The sustained publication of such content nearly resulted in life-threatening harm to Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, and thus their legal liability must be evaluated with utmost seriousness.
Oh my God. So just imagine here's Chavez. This was just a few days ago, standing up here, getting an award, telling everybody that the reason why he nearly died, he had 40% chance of living, is simply because he didn't eat his greens or his oranges or his yellows, and also he wasn't doing sleep. Now, whether I was causing him not to eat and not to sleep probably could be argued in court, but these claims are just unheard of. Now, so, I mean, and all this jargon is all produced literally with ChatGPT or something similar, because we've put it into ChatGPT and asked it to, which you will see a reply to my service provider.
Incident summary. This report documents a deliberate and criminal act of identity theft and impersonation carried out by Mr. Danny D. Heck against Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of LquidPay Deobank. The respondent has unlawfully used artificial intelligence, AI, tools, and voice synthesis technologies to fabricate audio and video materials mimicking the complainant's voice and likeness.
Yeah, so just remember, we did show you that not ChatGPT, that Behind MOM has also been threatened with legal action, and he's sorry, Chavez is trying to clean up his act and now realizing that we know his real name, which is kind of funny, really. And I must say, I'm really proud of the work that we've done, all of us as a group of people, to stop these mongrels. You know, when you think about it, if I search for, I don't know if I've got his name handy here. Oh, there it is. So if I search for Chavez's name, his real name on the internet. Now, remember, this guy's just received a big award because he's Entrepreneur of the War in the Middle East. Look what comes up. So what does come up is his own LinkedIn profile that he's set up. Next thing that comes up, which is ironic, really, because when I click it on there, I get a 404 error. And the reason why that is because he doesn't want me tagging him into his own shit. Next thing that comes up is my website when he searches for his real name. Then you've got his own website. So everyone's seen this. So, of course, must try take down Danny DeHeck's website. And then Medium. Well, he's now got a Medium website, has he? He's got, oh, look. And then up comes my website. Absolutely incredible. So my Medium account also got removed a wee while ago, because this is the continuous battle that we go through to get our information on. And no doubt you can see Uncle Sam wants, you know, all these websites, you know, he'll be going after this to clean up his image. He's got no image, so he's got nothing to worry about. All right, so let's carry on. I think we're further at Bloomberg Media. So he's going to go after the reporter at Bloomberg. I don't know if you guys know how rich the Bloomberg guy is. I think he can defend himself against Chavez and war.
Specific allegations include AI-generated voice cloning, unauthorized creation and circulation of AI-generated voice clips impersonating Mr. Siddiqui, without consent, across public platforms, fake video content, dissemination of deepfake videos intended to mislead audiences by simulating Mr. Siddiqui's speech and behavior, presented as authentic.
Oh, look, I have to show you now, don't I? Look at this. We've got, if I go to my YouTube channel, oh, look, I'm not even on the wrong screen. I got so excited. Like, if we go to my YouTube channel, I'm going to do him for defamation as well, because I'm just thinking of a video that he came up with the other day. Where is old Chavez? He called me names. Now, where is he? Oh, there he is. Listen to this one. See if we got.
You're driving too, huh?
Yeah, no, I am. Thank you.
Oh,
you're looking lovely today.
Oh,
thank you. So are you.
I just got a PDF from the state of California saying that We Are Satoshi is has got a cease and desist order. Are you
It
familiar with
seems
that
you're in
document?
possession of.
No, I'm not. That PDF. And since you're driving, you probably can't share.
So this is a federal judge who got struck off as a federal judge, or not re-voted, and also publicly named and shamed, publicly reprimanded for her not handling her cases and thrown out of the court system. And she's now running We Are All Satoshi. So in here, I'm driving and I'm on there waiting to be my hand up. She doesn't know it's me, even though everyone knows it's me. And I'm telling them, there's been a cease and desist order issued by the state of California. And she's trying to kick me out, but she can't find the button. And in the meantime, she can't even shut me up.
Share it, huh?
No, but it's if you go to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avengers YouTube channel, it's in his community area, and you can read all about how the state of California has issued a cease and desist for We Are All Satoshi because of their illegal Ponzi scheme. Have a look; it's really informative.
Is crypto where?
The Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger YouTube channel.
Avenger. You're driving too, huh?
And somebody yells out, "It's Danny!"
Oh, who is this?
Danny, of course.
Angela Jones. Kick them out. This Danny Dag is gay.
Have you got a problem with gay people?
Oh.
Yeah, so he can't sit here and say that he's innocent.
We're actively live on that Danny DeHex.
Yeah, listen to that. I do have fun doing these shorts, but a bit of a laugh. But if you go through my shorts, you'll see that I've got quite a few different people. I've done an exposing of quite a few different ones. I mean, there's AI people. I mean, like this guy here, for example.
Boa noite a todos, que Deus Altíssimo seja.
All right, so this guy's not even speaking English.
AI into everyday financial transactions in order to streamline processes.
That guy's meant to be an Aussie, so he stole $1 million from people.
Hello, mate. Receiving lots of questions about the current tactical update. I want to personally clarify and share important information.
Can you understand that? That guy's meant to be an Australian, same accent as me, basically. It just gets ridiculous. Anyway, let's go back. So this is what we use AI to the inch of its life. Fake video demoralizing, is it? What is he saying?
Fake video content. Dissemination of deep fake videos intended to mislead audiences by simulating Mr. Siddiqui's speech and behavior, presented as authentic.
So that video that I just showed you of Shavez wasn't me impersonating him. That was Shavez telling me that Danny DeHeck is gay. Isn't that correct up?
False representation. Misuse of Mr. Siddiqui's identity in content titles, thumbnails, and social posts portrays him as a criminal without a legal basis or authority.
So he's calling me a criminal. There's no, this is an extraordinary claim. It would be good to be backed up by extraordinary evidence.
Violation of personal privacy. Use of AI tools to synthesize personal and private content designed to manipulate public perception and falsely implicate Mr. Siddiqui.
Right, we'll read, I'll just read this next one.
Misuse of business identity and brand assets. Unauthorized use of LquidPay Deobank's logo, trademarks, and visual identity, including that of other affiliated ventures, to falsely represent, defame, and misguide the public through manipulated video posts, misleading articles, and defamatory media content.
Now, ironically, the font that I've used in here is actually not even his font. This logo might be his though. But I'm not impersonating him to claim I am them. So I'm allowed to use it to say, just like I would put Apple's logo on my website and say that I've bought myself an Apple computer. I'm allowed to talk about them. So it's just absolutely crazy. But let's have a listen. Let's go to the next one.
Misuse of personal images. Use of Mr. Siddiqui's photographs without consent in defamatory and misleading content, designed to exploit his image and misguide the audience for malicious purposes.
Well, let's have a look at that. That's an extraordinary claim. Here's Shavez in his car when being filmed by Bloomberg TV. And he's walking around like he's the man about town. Here is Shavez handing fake documents to me, telling me that my website's going to be removed. Here's Shavez in bed smoking when in hospital. Not a good thing. What else have we got here? Shavez having a cup of tea. What else have we got? Living. Chavez's AI. What was that one? Oh, that was that AI? I think that I forget. Oh, there's so many of them. Here's Shavez having a smoke. Now that's real. Shavez having a smoke. I wish I could find that video in a hurry. But you can see that we've had a lot of fun with Shavez and taking the piss out of him. But these images are actually screenshots of him when he has been running his Zoom meetings. So I don't know whether manipulation is actually the right thing to say here. But look, even going back, there's a sister that got the same nose. Not really. She might have had a nose job. There's a sister, Lucky, going by what he's saying. Lucky. So after Boomerang fell over, 107 days of excuses saying that they're going to launch or relaunch. Can't remember. 115 days, it's like whack-a-mole. Yvonne Henry. Boomerang's going to do this. We've literally, I don't even know how many images I've got in this particular folder. And that was when I pinched their PDF file. I mean, look, if they have a right to get on the internet and tell people they're going to do this and they're going to do that and never eventuates, then why don't I have the right to go on the internet and expose these guys? We're basically using the same strategies. Okay, consequences of identity theft. This is going to be great. I can't wait.
Consequences of identity theft: emotional and psychological trauma. The impersonation triggered panic attacks, anxiety, and trust issues, compounding the stress leading to a medically verified brain stroke, an HyperOne health report.
Oh, well, let's hope he gets another one after he watches this
Damage
video.
to credibility. Stakeholders, clients, and investors questioned the authenticity of leadership communications, harming LquidPay Deobank's public trust.
Oh my God. And so his shareholders, he hasn't got any shareholders. So the people that invest have lost all faith in him? Well, I think they lost faith in you a long time ago, mate.
Security threat. Unauthorized use of personal voice and image data poses ongoing cyber security risks to Mr. Siddiqui and LquidPay Deobank's brand.
Oh, look at this. Funny enough, when you use ChatGPT, it puts in emojis, and it's got emojis in a court document. Don't think that's a good idea.
Business disruption. Operational confusion and miscommunication resulted in failed contracts, damaged relationships, and financial losses.
I mean, really? So he's got emojis in this theory. He's claiming this is legal, and this is ChatGPT producing documents, fooling my ISP to take down my website. But this is comical when you know that I use ChatGPT all the time.
Evidence attached: audio comparisons. Authentic versus AI-generated voice samples, link symbol links to impersonated videos, and deepfake content receipt character certificate. Officially issued by police authorities confirming Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui has no criminal record. This directly contradicts the AI-generated audio created by Danny D. Heck, in which Mr. Siddiqui was falsely made to state that he was jailed.
Well, I did do that, but if you read what I've done is I've done a video having an interview with Shavez, and then I've done a short from the video to promote the video. So he's looking at the short here where I said, have you got any criminal records? And AI, let's blame character.ai, has come back and said, well, what I was showing people is that you can control the narrative by feeding AI whatever you want. At the start of the video, I made it incredibly clear that this was AI Shavez, and I often refer to him as AI Shavez. So he's managed to find a 60-second clip where I didn't have my explanation at the start or the finish, which would mean every 60 seconds I would have to say, this is AI. This is AI. Or you'd watch the video where it came from and discover that I was not trying to claim that this was the real Shavez, because Shavez wasn't even on camera.
Applicable legal violations: India Information Technology Act, 2000, Sections 66C and 66D, identity theft and impersonation, OIPC Section 499 defamation, OIPC Section 500 punishment for defamation.
Right, so these claims that he has cited out, I haven't done the research on it, but I have been told by a colleague of mine that these claims that he's made don't actually even exist. That's what I got told. I'm not in India, and I'm not in the UK. I'm not in America, so I don't need to worry about any of these. But under the Crimes Act section, computer systems. So I have been warned by the police once that I have to be careful that I don't do anything wrong in the Digital Communication Act. Now, I did have a knock on the door from 2 policemen, and that was because they were here delivering a trespass notice for a lady who lives in a house, which I can't tell you where, because she was scared, because I knew where she lived, that I might go and knock on her door. So she managed to fool the police into dropping off a trespass notice. And I said to the police, have you investigated the lady who asked you to drop these documents off? And they said, oh, we don't want to get into it. And I said, do you know that Maura is an ex-police lady? And you're looking after your own. You didn't know I knew she used to work for the police, do you? She used to work in the call centre, so I've been told. So this lady is promoting We Are All Satoshi, a known scam that's been flagged by the state of California, the New Zealand FMA, Money Smart in America, and all those companies. And here she is in New Zealand in Zoom meetings with the leadership team, including Chavez, promoting We Are All Satoshi. I know this lady really well because I know her. She doesn't realize how I know her. So when the police came and dropped off a trespass notice, I actually said, go and research the lady who's dropping off the trespass notice, who's asking you to do your dirty work. Police don't normally drop off trespass notices in New Zealand. They normally get you to do it by courier if you're too scared to do so. And the other ironic thing is they gave me a printout of the Digital Communication Act of New Zealand. I literally ripped it up. Why they was talking to me, because I said, this is stupid. Go away and do some proper investigation and stop harassing people. I had never been on that lady's property. I never told anyone publicly where she lived. I just made a comment that I knew where she lived. I rang up the lady and I recorded every phone call I had with her. And she wouldn't talk to me. I said, you are part of a scam. I'm willing to help you and save you. And she wouldn't talk to me. Instead, she went to her friends, the police, and they dropped me off a trespass notice. How ridiculous is that? This is part of the battles that we have. So when it talks about the Crimes Act 1961, I haven't breached any conditions, nor have I ever had any police officer charge me or anything. All they've done is give me a copy of the Digital Communication Act, so I'm aware of it. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. All right, so now we're going to the United Kingdom. This is all...
Communications Act 2003, Section 127. Improper use of public electronic communications network.
I'm not in the UK.
Malicious Communications Act 1988, Section 1. Sending letters or other communications with intent to cause distress or anxiety. Or Defamation Act 2013, protection against serious harm to reputation.
Now, 2 years ago, I was in the New Zealand High Court. Somebody tried charging me for $3.8 million worth of defamation. The company, the guy, when he wrote me a cease and desist letter, I did a 4-hour, 47-minute long, 19-second writer reply showing the lawyers that were trying to tell me that this guy wasn't a scammer, that he was a scammer. If it went to High Court and went through the court process, they reckon it would have been a 9-week court case. A week before the court case happened, the person that was trying to sue me tried to negotiate out of court. They said they would pay all my legal fees if I just walked away from it. I wasn't the one even pursuing it. They were. That was really strange. So we said, yeah, okay, well, we're willing to walk away from it. You can pay all our legal fees, prepare the documents. When they prepared the documents, they said, only if you remove all the videos. So then my lawyers, or the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand, called defamationlawyers.co.nz, said, we would relish the day in court rather than delete the videos. Look forward to seeing you in the courtroom in a couple of days' time. An hour and a half before a High Court judge opened the documents, they filed a discontinuance. 2 months later, the judge ordered them to pay for my costs, $33,600 I spent defending myself. It's called a gag writ, and it's what you do. You gag people from talking who are exposing goodness. The judge gave a scolding letter to the guy. We've never seen him again anywhere on the internet. He's never, ever come back on the internet where he's exposed him. He never paid my legal fees. The New Zealand taxpayer actually paid my legal fees. However, the court only ruled $27,500 in my favour. They said, even though this was a New Zealand landmark case, I was the only person ever to have this gag writ thrown at me like that. They said that we felt that you spent too much time defending yourself for a $3.8 million lawsuit and only awarded me $27,500, which left me a surplus of about $8,500 to pay. Hence why, if you do buy me a cup of coffee, I'll use it to pay my debt. Ironically, they have this thing called legal aid. Now, legal aid told me that I need to pay $8,500. I said, I don't have any money. And they said, oh, well, in that case, we'll cap it at $5,000. Now I am paying $15 a week for that, to pay back that fine. It's ridiculous. It could even be $15 a month because I don't even see the money going out of my bank account. What I'm getting at, guys, I've got no money. And defamation is a funny law. Shavez would have to prove that I've defamed him from losing money. He would have to audit his books. He would have to prove how much money he's actually made and how much I cost him, and he would have to prove it. He would also have to hire a team of lawyers in New Zealand to come after me. He claims he's doing so. I haven't seen no action. This is why he's used ChatGPT or some other AI program to come up with this. I could have produced this document and turned this all around. I could say to ChatGPT, within half an hour, I want these documents all turned around and sent back to Shavez, rewritten, claiming that he's done something to me. To claim that I caused a stroke to happen is just ludicrous.
Legal demands and final notice. You are hereby directed to immediately remove all impersonated and AI-generated content, issue a public clarification and apology on all affected platforms, cease all current and future attempts of identity misuse.
So I have read a lot of stuff with AI, and I use AI 4 hours a day, normally Monday to Friday. And I tell you what, this is exactly what AI would come out with. This is so funny.
Failure to comply within 7 working days will result in criminal complaints and furs across India, UAE, USA, and New Zealand, litigation against content platforms enabling impersonation claims for damages and injunctive relief.
So Shavez is going to go after Bloomberg, who spent 10 months researching information about him, then published an article, a Bloomberg video, which is 20 minutes about 20 minutes long, and now he's going to go after Bloomberg. Do you know how much money Bloomberg has? Imagine the defamation that Shavez claims he can have with Bloomberg, whose video has been looked at by 700,000 people. Isn't that crazy? So declaration. Oh, look, and he hasn't even inserted the date. So he's forgot to put the date in. This is crazy.
Declaration I, Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, hereby declare the information provided above to be accurate and truthful. I reserve full rights to pursue legal action against all parties responsible for identity theft and impersonation. This includes but is not limited to Danny D. Heck, Alice Cantor, Bloomberg Media, the domain registrar NM, LLC, and hosting provider WP Engine Incorporated, each of whom has enabled, permitted, or contributed to the creation and public dissemination of malicious, defamatory, and impersonating content that posed a threat to my life, safety, and professional reputation.
Oh my God, professional reputation. But look at this, insert date. Shavez, you forgot to put the date in. Did you sign this? Oh my goodness. Amendage. AI, let's see, amendage. What is it saying here? So this is going to be an excuse for using AI, is it?
Annexures A. Audio comparison files. AI-generated tampered voice transcript of alleged audio. Shavez. Tampered voice. I'm surprised that you've dug up my history. Yes, it's true that I spent 5 years in prison in India for fraudulent activities. However, since my release, I've made a conscious effort to change and avoid repeating past mistakes. While I understand your concern about my background and its potential impact on my ability to run a business in the financial services sector, I can assure you that I've learned from my past errors and am committed to conducting business ethically and transparently. I hope this explanation provides clarity on your question.
All right, so let's listen to what he just said, I think. Does it work?
I'm surprised that you've dug up my history. Yes, it's true that I spent 5 years in prison in India for fraudulent activities. However, since my release, I've made a conscious effort to change and avoid repeating past mistakes. While I understand your concern about my background and its potential impact on my ability to run a business in the financial services sector.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's so cool. So that's what he's basically saying, that there's a digital voice of that. It's a beep clarity. So what have we got here? Let's have a look at this one. This must be another one.
Danny, beep, does provide me clarity, but it does actually wave a few red flags. For example, if you're being released at a prison, normally you're on bail conditions. Have your conditions not Are your bail conditions allowing you to run a company and control finances once again? Or isn't that a breach of bail conditions? The AI-generated voice falsely claims that Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui has been jailed. A completely fabricated narrative. As validated in an exercise, Mr. Siddiqui holds a clean character certificate with no criminal record or history.
Well, he might not have a criminal at the moment, but he might have one soon. So let's legit work on me meeting with Shavez to speaking. Let's have a listen to this one. Real voice. Oh, I need access. Oh, no. Okay, so let's go down to the bottom of this again. What else have we got? Image and URL of defamatory content. Oh, so he's gone through. Look at this. He hasn't even spelt my name right. Look at that. Danny. The heck. Okay, so these are the links. Oh, look, it'll be interesting to know exactly how many videos. Odyssey. Oh my God, this is brilliant. Oh, I must take a copy of this for myself. Share. How do we download it? File. Make a copy. My Drive. Let's go Danny and select. Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks for that. It'll save me looking up all my URLs. Where have we got? Opening Google Sheet. This may take a few minutes. So that's brilliant. So there's all the links. He's spent a bit of a time. He's got some peasant out there. Boy, it shows you how much trouble you can get yourself in when you're a scammer. LinkedIn, Rumble, my podcast host. Oh, he's got even Substack. All these sites are working on. Behind MLM. Look, he's gone through and he's got all the oh, that one there I don't even know. Let's have a look at that one. Bloomberg. Oh, I might have been. Oh, look at that. But that's, it's sort of comical, but it's a shame that a scammer can actually get away with so much stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And the last one is, what's this one here? Character. So is this the same document? Or was that not load? Don't know what that one is. But you get the idea anyway. So that's so identity theft impersonation report. Basically a scammer who doesn't want to be seen. So now we've got a medical impact statement. So this is kind of like, so we're going to have a look at medical. No, we can't access that one either. So we're just going to go to the bottom of these because I'm actually curious now what links he has to all these documents, because theoretically he hasn't shared them with us. I don't know why that's not opening. But so far the medical documents, WhatsApp refusal. No, you need access to have that. Request access. I see. I'm not going to do that. It'll be quite funny. Character certificate. I think that's the same file. All right. So let's have a look at the medical certificate.
Medical impact and stroke report subject. Brain stroke caused by sustained psychological torture and cyber harassment by Mr. Danny D. Heck, with equal media exploitation and malicious collaboration by Bloomberg Media, reporter Alice Cantor, and editorial oversight 1. Complainant details. Name, Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui. Position, Chief Executive Officer. Organization, LquidPay Deobank. Location, Dubai, UAE. Email, Shavez@lquidpay.finance2. Respondent details. Primary accused. Name, Danny D. Heck. Known aliases, Crypto Avenger, Scam Patrol, etc. Hosting provider, wpenguin.com. Malicious website, www.lquidpay.com, fraudulently impersonating LquidPay Deobank.
Definitely some red flags here. For example, I think that I caused a medical adventure. That is just incredible. I don't need to go through this, but Alice, this is Alice. She's a reporter at Bloomberg, and she's bloody awesome.
Alice Cantor.
Alice Cantor. She is absolutely amazing. And they've done some deep research on Shavez, baby. They're even getting Visa to admit they have no connection with Shavez when he's about to launch a credit card backed by Visa. I mean, what else do you want? If I have been through the High Court, I have employed, like the last legal case that I went through. I'm just going to bring it up on another screen. I'm learning these days. I want to show you how stupid these people are. If I get the right one. So we've got lawsuits. All right. So this is a lawsuit that I had previously with Stephen McCullough. Now, Stephen McCullough was a scammer that claimed that he was going to, he managed to raise $29,000 to go hunt for live dinosaurs in the Congo. He was he started up a country called the United Allied States. And he was actually had, he was sworn in by Congress, and the Congress had transport ministers, finance ministers, employment ministers, the whole 9 yards. and he was literally flying around looking for a place to make his own country. These are the service documents. These were reports of him being sworn in by Congress. If you can have a look at that, it should come up by now. Maybe there. Are we going to get that? Let's see if it comes up. Maybe that one there might be a better one. Oh, here we go.
I will lead the development of government infrastructure with the goal of facilitating simple, instant access to all services.
So this is a scammer who was claiming he's going to be the president of the United Allied States, right? And this was him claiming he had gold mines. This was him proving that he was digging for gold with trillions of dollars. And we just took the piss out of him. And this went to the High Court. We have an affidavit here, which is 229 pages. In here, they produced documents that basically seal their fate. Now, you won't be able to see these links, but these links go off to journalists who have written about me. And these are all fake AI written. So this here is on a newdailyinformer.com, and I just picked one of random. There's a photo of me that's owned by my partner, who's a photographer, and here's an article defaming me. So when we went to court, we just brought up all the evidence and all the things that they brought up. We printed this out. It was 400 pages to print out. We show that we've been, we've got credible information from the New York Times. We showed all the accolades that we've got. We proved that this guy had run scams. How much evidence do you think that I would have on Shavez? The court system's pretty sucky, to be honest, because they have to go through the slow process of going through all this document and this claims that they made. But what a funny thing happened with this, and I don't want to get distracted by what we're doing here at the moment. This court case, they claimed that I was going to be sued for $3.8 million after they realized that they would have to put $150,000 into a solicitor's fund to back up if they lost. They changed that. They made a mistake in their processed paper, and it was only going to be a $500,000 lawsuit against me. When they realized I had no money, that was even funnier. But anyway, what I'm getting at is last court lawsuit that we had, we won. And we didn't have to really provide any information. My lawyers were so good that they said to me, you've done a good job with these videos that you produced. The evidence speaks for itself. There's no way in hell that Shavez would ever be able to say that he hasn't provided a platform like Boomerang and a platform like Boomerang and hasn't delivered on what he claimed he was going to deliver. There's no way in hell that Shavez could not admit that he refunded people into BTCC, which doesn't have any value to anybody. So I come along with 500 USDT. I put it into BTCC, and I purchased myself a Boomerang license that's going to make me $1,500 a day going by the people promoting it, and then it doesn't deliver anything, and then he refunds them back into BTCC, and you can't bridge your money back to USDT. That's a scam. That's just one of scam. Not to mention We Are All Satoshi, when he took over We Are All Satoshi, claiming that there was money in the Vault Horizon. So he moved all the money. That was every time somebody invested in We Are All Satoshi, and say you put $1,000 in, $300 of that money went into a bank called, into the Vault Horizon. And that was to stay there for 500 days, or when Bitcoin was worth $100. And then that money would be released back to you as the person that invested. So what happened when Sam Lee was thrown out and Shavez come and took over? Shavez decided to prove that he owned that money, had control of that money, and move it from one Vault Horizon, which was meant to be everyone's security, and move it over to another Vault Horizon just to show that he had the power to move it. But what that was the money being moved away from the community. Shavez come along and said, we don't have any money left, and claimed the only worth of We Are All Satoshi now is the money in the Vault Horizon. A few months later, the money in the Vault Horizon got taken out. No one else noticed it except me. And it got put into a bank called, what was the name of the bank? I forgot the name of the bank, but it's a crypto bank that was paying 36% per year and paying out 3% per month. Anyway, it was a bank, and then no one knew about it. And then all of a sudden they told everyone in the community that don't worry about the money in the Vault Horizon. We decided to put your money that was secure in the Vault Horizon into this bank, and you're now going to get dividends per month paid into your We Are All Satoshi wallet. It was another scam. There's scam after scam here. So my lawyers are just going to rack up a big bill for Shavez to pay after he puts up security for costs if he wants to pursue this. And then he would have to prove that all the money that he's handled wasn't money laundered. We've even got videos of you, Shavez, telling people how to do fraudulent KYC setups. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to use that? And prove that you're an innocent man. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, let's not get too... So the medical adventure. So he's now going after the Bloomberg people. He's got more money than I am. So incident summary. So let's see exactly what happened to Shavez.
Incident summary. This report documents a neurologically confirmed stroke suffered by Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of LquidPay Deobank, triggered by long-term psychological harassment, public defamation, and targeted digital exploitation.
So I'd love to see the science behind that. How do you go about proving that I caused somebody to have a stroke? That is your own welfare, Shavez. Not if I could cause strokes to every scammer that I investigate, I would be so powerful.
Ongoing cyber harassment. Since 2023, Mr. Danny D. Heck has been repeatedly publishing defamatory videos and social media content targeting Mr. Siddiqui since early 2023.
I have.
These videos falsely depict Mr. Siddiqui as a criminal and scammer, despite no legal proceedings or charges ever being brought against him.
Right, I think you get the idea. And I'm just going to scroll through these, and if you want to read them, you'll need to pause. But, listen to this. Some of these are just, I'm reading this and I'm going, oh my God, he's put a lot of stuff into ChatGPT.
Bloomberg's editorial team failed to fact-check or obtain legal consent and allowed Danny D. Heck's defaming content to be cross-linked, thereby amplifying the psychological trauma.
Oh my, look, I just can't believe this. Look, I don't know how to, this is the Bloomberg article. Now, this is totally
You are a real piece of
That's Sam Lee.
if
That's my
you
video
believe
too.
I have taken your money. You destroyed your dreams when you stopped believing in me.
There are two sides to Sam Lee.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'd like to introduce...
Look, if you haven't watched this video, currently it's got 684,000 views, and it looks like it might get a few more. So if you haven't watched it, watch that there. But I tell you what, that's the biggest media coverage I've done. Now, they went to meet Shavez. Here's Shavez and his brum brum.
Knowledge and experience.
In Dubai, everybody is in crypto.
Shavez Anwar is a particularly fascinating character. He's picked up one of Sam Lee's ventures, We Are All Satoshi. And it just so happens that it also received a cease and desist order from Californian authorities for being a Ponzi and pyramid scheme.
He's like the new Sam Lee.
I'm selling 9pay cards. I'm selling Dodo subscriptions.
So he's selling 9pay cards, which after this interview, he decided to rebrand the company. He never told anyone why.
I'm selling Bitcoin code miners.
He's selling miners for $27,000 each. Claims that he sold 300 miners. And there's only, when you go to his own DApp, you can only see one miner connected to the DApp. I think it's called a DApp.
The narrative of affiliate marketing 3.0.
He promotes affiliate marketing, which is the same thing as multi-level marketing. And that's where people make money by selling products and getting commissions from signing up new people.
Pyramid and Ponzi schemes are illegal in most countries, including in the US and in the UAE. Multi-level marketing schemes are legal, and the line between the two is often hard to discern.
The allegations that the California financial authorities were making about the original WASP project was that it's a Ponzi structure, it's a pyramid structure, and those are pretty strong words, right?
Yes. It was misunderstanding. It was
a misunderstanding. Can you imagine this in the courtroom?
A good model. If people ethically do affiliate marketing, it's a good industry. It's the way to sell products peer-to-peer.
The thing with Shavez is he says a lot of things that don't necessarily add up. For example, the Bitcoin company he's launched, he said, is backed by Visa. But I talked to Visa and they said they'd never heard of him. And then he also says he works with regulatory authorities in Dubai quite often. But they told me they'd never heard of him either.
So why would they do that? Because you're a liar, Shavez. And you're being exposed, and now you're trying to worm out of it because you received some Entrepreneur Year Award from the Middle East, whoever they are, and you think you're trying to clean up your reputation. This speaks for itself. This is 10 months of research about you. Look, every time I watch
But if you
this,
look around Dubai, there are a number of signs of other alleged scams just spread all around the
I have to play the next part before Queen of Karma.
city. One of Dubai's metro stations is sponsored by OnPassive, a company US authorities have declared a pyramid scheme.
So OnPassive is like a religious cult pyramid scheme. It's amazing. I stumbled across a video just recently, and I couldn't believe how people believe this one guy is literally going to be their savior to their financial future. I mean, I'm sick and tired of these scams. Hey, look, if I lose my website and I can't convince my website host to put it back, I'll go to another provider. We'll go through the same thing. So what I'm looking for at the moment is a hosting company that actually will stand by their customers that they've had for 10 years. I pay this company $400 a month to host my website and about 15 other websites. And here they are, they pissed all over me, telling me that they're going to believe some documents that aren't sent by a lawyer, but sent by an individual who claims he's not a scammer. If all the scammers in the world decided that I've busted, decided to send them to my website host, why does my website host just take and bend over and bend their knee and take this shit? It is actually incredible. So I'm not going to play all that, but Impassive was another. So the guy behind all this was Sam Lee. Now, Sam Lee is
Notice was issued. He'd been detained.
Sam Lee had been detained for 60 days. I got a phone call from the IRS telling me the good news. They've got some good news and they want to talk to me face to face, so to speak, on the phone. And they told me that Sam Lee had been detained in Dubai. I did a video that Sam Lee had been detained in Dubai. 2,000 people viewed that video. And then in this video, I found out that he'd actually been detained for 60 days. Sam Lee has now chopped up this video and trying to make out that he's a hero because he got released. And it's so frustrating that these guys get released. He's still been charged in connection to a $1.9 billion scam with America, but Dubai Interpol served a red notice. He got detained. And if you go through here, you can see this is what Shavez threatens to me. So have a listen to this.
Price was $3 at the time of launch. Now it is $67. If we do 5,000x, that is something which is good, which is like just like Bitcoin that we will do.
With authorities often powerless to act across borders, it's fallen on people like Danny to sound the alarm on suspected scams. And people like Shavez Anwar are very aware of Danny's efforts to disrupt their operations.
One person that I wanted to bring up is Danny DeHex.
I mean, it's not good that you talk about something you don't know. I mean, he has zero knowledge of the tech.
And I just want to say, I don't have to have any knowledge of the tech to know what a Ponzi scheme is. He promises people and he can't deliver on what he promises. Everything's in the future, nothing's in the now. Even his BTCC token, you can't transfer back to fiat currency. It's a one-way street. And we've got video evidence of Shavez claiming that he will never build a bridge back. We've got video evidence of it. What else do we need? We've got more evidence than you know. And we better shut up, Danny, because we don't want people to know what we've got in our safe of information.
He has zero understanding of tech. If it is affecting my reputation in the market, I will sue.
I literally do have the best defamation lawyers in New Zealand helping me out. I do. It does have a big toll on me, and some days it does hit me like a ton of bricks. But one day karma may catch up with them and I may get some grief as well. So I got some grief today, and it's just a shame that my hosting provider has believed this stuff. So here we go. So now they're saying that I have caused during what does it say?
During Mr. Siddiqui's hospitalization, Danny D. Hex spread false information, claiming he had been arrested, which caused panic among stakeholders and further emotional suffering.
Oh my rubbish. I said in that particular word that I hope he's been arrested, and also I wouldn't be surprised if he'd been detained just like Sam Lee had been detained when he was in Dubai. Remember I said I got a phone call from the IRS? They wouldn't have done that unless they wanted me to know that Sam Lee had been detained. When he disappeared, no one knew where Shavez had gone to. It was a mystery. And I said, well, that's what happened to Sam Lee. He's probably been detained in Dubai. I'm glad that my words have an effect on his investors. So I hope that the whole company of We Are All Satoshi and your affiliate system falls over because they believe me rather than you, Shavez.
Bloomberg made no corrective action and continued circulating content during this sensitive period.
And also, good point, Susie. Why has Shavez Anwar been using that name all this time? To deceive investors? Now all of a sudden he's received some award and he had to use his real name. Well, they used his real name. And now all of a sudden his social media is coming out with his real name. Why would you set up and claim to be the CEO of a company and hide your true identity? And why would you offer someone like Danny DeHeck $10,000 if I could find your real name? And how do I know that that is his real name now? And why haven't I been paid $10,000?
Medical and psychological impact. Neurological diagnosis. Medical experts confirm the stroke was a direct result of prolonged psychological trauma.
Oh my God. So the guy's had a stroke and all of a sudden he's looking for someone to blame. Look, there's so much of this here stuff. I think you get the idea. If you want to read this, if I have my website back, I will publish these articles on my website. Ongoing damage. Even post-stroke, the content remains live and continues to damage Mr. Siddiqui's mental health for publication. Evidence attached. So first of all, screenshots from the website. I've got the domain name LquidPay.com. It's for sale if anyone wants to buy it. Let me know your best offer. URLs of victory, comment, blah, blah, blah. So here's all the laws that I've broken from a non-legal Harmful Defamation Communicator Act 2015, legal demands and final notice. Danny DeHeck, Alice from Bloomberg and Bloomberg Media Group. Shavez is coming to get you. You're joining, so you're going to be jointly and equally responsible for the health crisis and the reputation of this. So they're ordering people to remove the content, formal apology, pay the compensation of $300,000, terminate the lady from Bloomberg.
Minute Alice Cantor from her role at Bloomberg with IM.
Oh my God, go after the reporter. Submit formal assurance that Bloomberg Media will abstain from further defamatory, misleading, unauthorized content against Mr. Siddiqui. Now, if you agree to an interview with Bloomberg TV and that you answer the questions they ask you and they publish it, how is that unauthorized? It seems like you must have been held there with a gun to your head, forced to answer those questions. And you must apply within 7 working days. Civil and criminal proceedings against India, UAE, UK, USA, and New Zealand are about to happen. Well, Shavez, you got one award. You're about to get another one for the dumbest clown on planet Earth. Declaration. Now, wonder if he signed this one and forgot to put the date in. Shavez hereby confirms the statements above are attached to evidence of facial are true. And then you've got the date. He's managed to put the date in here. Place Lucky Now India. Even the signature. Oh, he's done a signature. Look at that. It looks like a Donald Trump signature, just saying. So here's all the amendages, which you can't actually see unless you actually, if you put them in there, you need to actually put a message. So let's request access. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I get access to it. Should we do all the rest as well? It would be funny, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. Let's do with access to all of them. Let's do request access. So Shavez now will be getting an email from Danny saying he wants access to these files. Maybe he's watching. Are you watching, Shavez? Hey, Shavez, why don't you come on if you're watching? Why don't you come on now and have a yarn to me? Here's the request. I'd love to have you talk. We've got you here on AI, but we might as well get the real version since you're watching. And you really think this is going to clean up your reputation? Oh, we've got links to this one. Why didn't you make them all open and anybody viewing can view them? Well, you're trying to hide your medical details. Here we go. So that was one article. Now the other one, legal. This is the last legal defamation and damage report. If anyone wants a copy of these documents for a bit of a laugh, by all means, do reach out to me. So this is the legal defamation and damage report. Notice there's no lawyer's signature here. I'll just, if you want to read this, just pause me. Let's have a look. I just got to read the summary of this.
This report documents a sustained and malicious defamation campaign carried out by Mr. Danny DeHeck against Mr. Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, Chief Executive Officer of LquidPay Deobank. Over a period of 2 years, the respondent has engaged in a deliberate effort to tarnish Mr. Siddiqui's personal and professional reputation through the publication and dissemination of false, misleading, and injurious content across digital platforms, following the specific allegation of the defamation and damage caused.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. And yes, I have. I've done my very best and I'm proud of everything I've done. And I will continue to defame anyone. I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And unfortunately, I'm a bit tired. It's nearly 6 o'clock at night. And I think I've been doing this stream for nearly 2 hours 15, which is quite a short life for me. But I am actually going through and putting these documents online. And as I said, you can pause them and read them. I promise you, I haven't even read these documents. I have put them all into ChatGPT and given a response. And we've basically sent off our first response to our ISP, telling them these are hocus pocus documents not provided by any lawyer. There's been no court judgments. All the clauses that he's put in these documents are just stupid. But I want to actually get these on YouTube. And I want to play that, but I'm not going to. That's the video of me saying that interviewing Shavez as AI, which is really, really cool. Actually, I tell you, I have to, don't I? Like, watch this, guys. This is how stupid
I'm
it is.
surprised that you've dug up my history. Yes, it's true that I spent 5 years in prison in India for fraudulent activities.
All right, so that's the claim he's making. But if you click on the actual interview and go off to the actual video, I believe it will do this one. So here's the actual interview. Hello. Okay, and in here,
absolutely,
it will tell you, Satoshi, and watch to the end to understand what I'm trying to accomplish with this interview. Don't listen to this interview and draw conclusions and go off. You need to listen to the video to the end. So if you are watching this video on the rerun, by all means, make sure you do subscribe and like the channel and do all that sort of. So what I'm telling people there is to go to the end and I'll explain what I'm actually doing. I'm actually showing the techniques and I'm showing these in this very video. I'm showing the corruption where people were doing, you know, like we've just got so much information on this guy. No wonder he wants this information offline. I want to see if I can bring up a clip. So there's $57.97 being borrowed or swapped from USDT coin. This is the great thing. Everything that we've proven about this scam that he's running is on the blockchain. And we've got money trails from Hyperverse topping up We Are All Satoshi. And we can show that these are, and I've also got a bloody good team of Avengers. But what we're showing with this particular video is how somebody would invest a little bit of money, like $34, and make $2,000 profit because there was somebody in here at the time. You know, I get distracted. And then here I show people how I topped up these wallets that were empty. And when we topped them up, people could carry on doing trading on fake arbitrage trading stuff. So there's no doubt about that. But anyway, so what else have we got here? We go through and we have a look. We'll go down to where we were. Character, using AI. Character certificate. These images, these icons are all from ChatGPT. It adds them in. The laws that are theoretically broken, violations, harmful Digital Communication Act. No, I haven't done any of that. Legal demands, final notice. They're going to go, he's asking for $300,000 US, must comply in 7 days' time. Defamation, declaration, and this time he has signed it. Place, lucky now, India. So is he an Indian now? I thought he's in UK. Anyway, so that's the last of the document. So what did we do with that information? Well, we wrote a letter to our ISP. I think we've covered the whole lot there. We have, and I am going to read this because I want to document this on a video. And as I said, I'm a wee bit tired. So we'll just go for the first chunk of the paragraph. Hopefully this is the right one. I'll check it as you're listening to it.
Dear WP Engine Legal, WP Engine has breached its own terms of service and acceptable use policy by taking down my website without following the proper process. The takedown was based on an unverified and medically implausible letter, not a valid legal order or credible evidence. This action has effectively empowered a known scam promoter and denied me the due process your policies require. Specifically, no valid legal basis such as a court order was provided, as required under your terms of service, no verified evidence of defamation, impersonation, or fraud was supplied, as your acceptable use policy requires before acting, I was not given notice or any opportunity to respond to the complaint. Despite your stated procedures for handling non-DMCA claims, I am requesting that you immediately reinstate the website, provide a full explanation for the takedown including any policy sections you believe support it, and confirm whether any legal authority or verified evidence was relied upon.
Just got some other stuff here. I'll just go back to my normal stuff. So anyway, relied on. So please, so what I'm basically saying, please read my full response below for further context of the information.
Please see my full response below for further context and detail. I am writing to follow up on your recent takedown of my website, dehek.com, and the associated account New Zealanders, based on what can only be described as a ludicrous and malicious complaint from Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui, CEO of the so-called LquidPay Deobank. Let's set the record straight with actual verified facts, not ChatGPT-generated medical fanfiction. 1. Your takedown prioritized a documented scam artist. The complainant, Shavez Siddiqui, is not some innocent entrepreneur. He has been featured in a 20-minute Bloomberg expose as the mastermind behind a series of crypto-related scams, including LquidPay, Lquid Finance, Stable Deo, and HyperOne, all iterations of the hyperfund Ponzi scheme that collapsed globally.
Yeah, so next we show the Bloomberg documentary, which has already been shown, and also there was an article published in Bloomberg as well. He also is the subject of fraud warnings, the financial market, or FMA here in New Zealand, who state that LquidPay false claims in Visa affiliations and regular appliances. Look, I don't need to go there, do I? FMA also states he's not authorised to provide financial services with New Zealand. Is that my... Oh, my God, is that stopped? Oh, no, here we go. Sorry. So I think you've got that. Furthermore, we've got some other wee things that we're going to show you in a second. So if we go here, and let's have a listen to these paragraphs.
Furthermore, Shavez Ahmed Siddiqui is the self-proclaimed CEO of We Are All Satoshi Was. Network, another unregulated crypto platform that has already been flagged by international authorities. The state of California's Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, DFPI, issued a formal warning against We Are All Satoshi in 2024, https://
We won't read that. But listen here, guys. I mean, this is how stupid it is. We've got governments warning us about the scammer. Now, Chavez is claimed to be the CEO of We Are All Satoshi, right? He claims that things were different after. So this issue was sent out, and then he took over the company. He claims that he's cleaned up all the social media links that they are claiming are fraudulent, but he's still using them. So anything to do with Telegram, anything to do with X. So also, interesting enough, his X account has been for LquidPay has been removed twice. So that's how stupid it is. Because it's been blocked. It's been done for, well, I've forgotten what they call it, but if you went x.com/LquidPay, you'll see that those accounts have been removed from Twitter, which says a lot. In fact, I just would love to do that. So Chavez has set himself up. So this is Chavez's, Chavez's account. And now his username is Chavez BTCC. All right. But if you go and look for, first thing is he set up an account called LquidPay, right? And you go to LquidPay and the account's been suspended. Okay. Now, this video will be used if I do have to engage with lawyers. Last time I just got this video and my lawyer sat there and watched 4 hours and, what did I say before? 4 hours and 47 minutes and 19 seconds worth of video. This is the sort of evidence they need. So then he also had LquidPay Finance, I believe, Lquid Finance, and that also got suspended. I think that was the name. It doesn't exist. No, it's a different one. But let's not lose focus. So we've got Money Smart as well. These are not isolated events. It's clear. There's a disturbing pattern.
These are not isolated events. They form a clear and disturbing pattern of repeat deception, false promises, and regulatory evasion by the same individual.
Right. And this is not a matter of abuse.
This is not a matter of abuse or policy violation. This is weaponized falsehood. and it should never have resulted in the removal of a website used to protect everyday investors from fraud. In contrast, I, Danny D. Heck, have been profiled by Bloomberg, ABC News Australia, The New York Times, and The Guardian Australia for exposing financial crime, featured in a New Zealand court decision successfully defeating a $3.85 million defamation gag lawsuit from another crypto promoter.
Yep. So what have we got? Cities of countless cause and victims. Why can't we stroll that? So we've got medical claims. I mean, I've basically said all this, but let's just get it out there.
The medical claims are patently absurd. Your takedown was allegedly supported by a medical impact and stroke report, which blames my YouTube videos and Bloomberg Media for causing Mr. Siddiqui a brain stroke due to cyberbullying. If you actually watched his own videos, you'll find he publicly blames an ulcer and stress from Dubai law enforcement, not me, and the so-called medical reports, and signed, unsourced, and full of accusations straight out of a courtroom drama written by a chatbot. This isn't journalism versus a tech glitch. This is a documented con artist manipulating a legal hosting provider to silence a whistleblower. And incredibly, you left LquidPay.com online, while removing the very site that's warning the public about it.
Yeah, so this is actually quite horrific there. Now, what I'm doing in the background, which you can't see, is I've just received 3 screenshots, which I'm going to chuck into ChatGPT. I might as well use that site, so I can't get my... I'll just refresh that just in case my ISP's decided to refresh it. No, they haven't. What have we got? We've got ChatGPT, and I will go to my download folder, and hopefully we'll have 3 documents, which we have 5 documents. Please... please give me the text to these 5 images. Okay, we'll go back to that in a second. Text will be there. So what else we've got? So so the medical claims are absolutely ridiculous. It isn't journalists. What's really at stake here? Well, I don't want the $10,000 from Shavez, but I can't. Why can't I? Hate Google Documents, and for some reason I've decided to use them, and that's what we get. So what I'm saying is Shavez Anwar has already told people that if I found out his last name, he would give me $10,000. If they want to contact Alice from Bloomberg, there's their contact details. The FMA in New Zealand that's also made the claims, here's their detail. Samantha, who's in charge of the FMA in New Zealand, there's her details. Or even Visa, who have issued a public statement denying all links. I request that, I basically requested them to put the everything back online. I've got red flags that we've gone through. We've used AI. I'm not going to bore you to death with them, but if you want to, as I said previously, pause the screen, have a read of that. No doubt Shavez is doing screenshots as we speak. Anonymous emotional framing. I mean, everything about what we've heard, the medical diagnosis, the conclusion of the report is not medical credible, that I'm responsible for somebody having a stroke. I mean, this is just a gag writ. This is just this is tactics that we might use in the future to bring down scammers' websites. If we can get an ISP to take down wherever they host their websites simply by sending a whole lot of fake documents, making unsubstantiated claims, and it works, it's worth its weight in gold. All right, so as I said, there's no legal evidence, there's no jurisdiction available here, there's no court documents, there's no judge involved, there's no stamps with court documents, and no proof of courts. This is just a letter sent to an ISP that bends at the knees. So here I am telling my ISP that it's not good enough.
WP Engine has wrongfully acted upon these malicious, fictitious documents, effectively allowing a known crypto scam promoter to deplatform a journalist whose work is backed by Bloomberg, Visa, The New York Times, ABC News, and multiple international regulators. Mr. Siddiqui is not a credible individual. He is the subject of an active fraud warning from the New Zealand Financial Markets Authority, and has been publicly exposed in a Bloomberg documentary for his role in running multiple Ponzi-style cryptocurrency scams. His attempts to silence whistleblowers using AI-generated legal theatre is a dangerous precedent that undermines free speech, press freedom, and public protection from financial crime. This is not a matter of abuse or policy violation. This is weaponized falsehood, and it should never have resulted in the removal of a website used to protect everyday investors from fraud. We urge WP Engine to reconsider this action immediately, before further damage is done to legitimate investigative reporting and the public interest.
Right. So if I don't have a website, is it the end of the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger? Is the real question. Of course it's not. Do I love my website? I do. I spend hours. I've spent probably 30 hours a week editing my website. So the fact that I've managed to get the website, it's a real slap in the face. I will need to spend time and energy and money I don't actually have. For people who don't know me, I was in massive debt months ago, and I managed to clear all my debt by selling one of my assets that I did have for about 15, 16 years, and it cleared all my debt. I'm currently debt-free, and it's great, but it doesn't mean I'm not chasing my tail every day, working my butt off. I had a break there for a wee while. I'm back into this full time. You know, it upsets me that I've lost my website. I am human. I do have feelings. Does it upset me the fact that I'm being accused of giving somebody a stroke who's a scammer? Not at all. I'm actually quite pleased. If I had that much power, I would do it to every scammer. If you're going to sit here and come up with scams to line your own pockets and scam mum and dad investors, I will take that battle on. The biggest regret at the moment is I'm going after a whole lot of scammers in Pakistan and who've spread themselves around the global. It's a $3.8 billion scam, or maybe 3.4, can't quite get it right. And I'm naming and shaming cartel members. So Shavez, if you can't stop me, they probably will. And we've heard today that they may be having amazing meetings, trying to figure out what to do with the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I'm sticking my name, my reputation out on the line. Deheck.com is my baby. You've hit me where it hurts, Shavez. Now you've got to see if you can back up your claims with my ISP. If my ISP isn't going to listen to me, then it's really, really a sad day that these people, just like I said at the very start of this video, YouTube, listen to these guys. Actually, YouTube's not too bad. They will normally you can have a fair arguments. As long as I don't use people's phone numbers, home addresses, or anything that's doxing people, I'm good to go. If people make defamation claims, normally they will just ban it in the country that makes the defamation claim, and it means the rest of the world can see my videos. But when it comes to your ISP telling you it's going to terminate your account, and you can tell that these documents haven't even got the date published on them, on one of them, and also the medical claims that he's saying that I caused him to have a stroke, and it's just ridiculous. So good on you, Shavez. One to you. And as I said at the end of that Bloomberg documentary, which I'm just going to play this bit again, because this is literally, how it affects me. I'm only human, and it does upset me. And I do really honestly I'm not doing this for shits and giggles. I'm here. I fight to the death with this stuff. And I want to stop these scammers. And I'll do my very best to do so. And I'm doing a bloody good job. Defamation lawyers in New Zealand helping me out. It does have a big toll on me, and some days it does hit me like a ton of bricks. But one day karma may catch up with them, and I may get some grief as well. But because of my upbringing, I feel like I'm fighting a battle for other people, so it's not going to stop me doing what I do, but it is a concern. It is a concern. Right. So now we've got a bit of a change of tact, but this is related. We are just, this is documenting proof. So just to reiterate, before we have a look at those screenshots you gave us, Susie, is LquidPay.com is me. I have set up a website to expose LquidPay.finance. They have already had their first website, they've had Liquid.finance removed. Allegedly, the FMA in New Zealand said they had that website removed. Now they've come out with a new website 3 days later called LquidPay.finance. I own LquidPay.com, and I've set up a website to show the evidence that I have, the videos I have, the statements from Bloomberg, and I've done a bloody good job. Spent 4 hours building this website, took me all day. But in here you can see that this website is getting a denial server attack at the moment because he does not want this website online. They sell credit cards to people for $1,000. $550 of that money goes to the person that sold it to somebody. So if you get somebody approaching you, telling you that you should go and get a LquidPay card, they are getting $550 of your money. The card claims that it will use money that you have backed by your crypto balance. People have to give KYC details to set it up. We have video evidence of Shavez telling people how to avoid KYC details when setting up those credit cards, and we'll use them in the courtroom if we need to. Right, now what we have here, now I'm probably just going to flip to WhatsApp. Now we've got 3 documents. I just need to get to the right screen myself. So these are 3 screenshots that we've received from rank leaders inside here. And I have not read these yet. I've just been given them while I'm live. So this is live. But if you want to have a look at these, you will see that the people who are in, I think I know what these are about now, Susie. These are people that have invested with Shavez who are disgruntled by what he's doing and how he's operating the company. So instead of me trying to make you read these or read these and making a hash out of it, what I've actually done is I've actually got that transcript. So image 1, and these, we're going to read these so we get a good understanding of what they say.
I believe you can restore trust through integrity, immediate, transparent communication addressing poor, Capital 3.0, and refunds, alongside support information channels to the wider community, is critical. Ignoring these risks further alienating the community that drives WAS's success. Additionally, please clarify 1. What happened to the 60 BTC reportedly taken by Sam Lee, as mentioned by Lucky? 2. What steps are being taken to recover it? 3. Is Sam Lee still receiving 2% management fees from WAS, as rumored? I request an urgent dialogue to address these concerns and rebuild a unified community.
Alrighty, so I'm not doing a good job of this, but that was actually the last video thing that we received. So now I'm going to go find the first one, and I think that was Paul Albertus. So that was the first one we got. So Paul Albertus is a guy that's been promoting Trades Technologies, $9 or $11 million scam, and now that's fallen over. They seem to have come back and asked some curly questions. So we'll just have to listen to these answers one at a time, but this was the first screenshot I received, so I presume they were in order for a reason. Let's have a listen.
Paul Albertus, WAS ranked leaders, Doge and above ranked leaders by Joe at Brunenberg David. At Lucky Queenie, I would like to raise with sincere concern the growing divide within the WAS community, fueled by an exclusive leaders group that restricts access to Shavez and sidelines many, including many here in the Doge group with large teams investments. Some, without a significant rank, Egg Doge, are in this exclusive leadership group. We are all committed to see this a success. Affiliates rely on team financial commitments, while passive investors, encouraged by you and Shavez, depend solely on WAS for returns that are not materializing. This disparity undermines a shared commitment to WAS's success.
Sorry, mate, didn't see that. So there's somebody complaining about something. Now, I think what I'm getting at here, this is actually quite relevant. Image number 2 was reporting that Shavez is unwell. So this is his own community explaining what's actually happening with Shavez. Nothing about a stroke in here, I believe. Is that what we're looking at, Susie? I'll just check to see if this is the next image that we want to do. Yep, so this was image number 2. Let's have a listen.
With Shavez reportedly unwell, we urgently need clarity. Who is leading WAS? Who has authority to make decisions and be held accountable? The lack of transparent information is driving distrust, with many teams reportedly stalled. Is this the future envisioned for WAS, an unhappy community facing unfulfilled promises and murmurs of legal action? There is still time to rectify this.
Right, so this is how they were feeling when Shavez was in hospital. Now imagine that you've invested in a company, okay, and all of a sudden the only person that's got the keys to anything that's worth anything is Shavez, and he's theoretically got a 40% chance of living in hospital because he's been given a stroke by the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, and your own community is in here at a loss what to do next. Imagine if Shavez did die. Now there's a happy thought.
The community is frustrated by unresolved issues, inaccurate proof of reserves, poor, inaccessible WAS tokens, inconsistent incorrect boomerang refunds, ongoing parameters and delays in the ability to withdraw BTC/CW/BTC, and the uncertain status of Capital 3.0. Investments, like my own in the failed 24/24 accounts, remain unaddressed and funded despite WAS's new income streams. Calculating owed amounts is straightforward, yet funds are retained, and payments are inequitable. Some leaders received March-April 2024 pool payments while others did not. This undermines the ethos of promises made, promises delivered.
And I can guarantee I know which persons would receive and which ones would not receive. The ones that are promoting these Ponzi schemes keep receiving. Perception and rewards. Let's have a listen and see if we can find that one. Perception and rewards. So here we go. Let's have a listen.
The perception that rewards access input etc. favor an inner circle over merit or investment stifles open communication, as team members fear exclusion. The removal of the support chat has left teams without guidance, spreading misinformation in the complex crypto landscape, which is detrimental to WAS's affiliate-driven growth model. I would rather see education to WAS community on scammers rather than leave them unsupported and without timely assistance. Leadership's silence on these issues deepens ethical concerns.
Yeah, does that sound like a happy bunch of campers? It doesn't, does it? And the last one, but not least, which we will read again, so you get the whole lot all in one. Let's have a go.
I believe you can restore trust through integrity, immediate, transparent communication addressing poor, Capital 3.0, and refunds, alongside support information channels to the wider community, is critical. Ignoring these risks further alienating the community that drives WAS's success. Additionally, please clarify 1. What happened to the 60 BTC reportedly taken by Sam Lee, as mentioned by Lucky? 2. What steps are being taken to recover it? 3. Is Sam Lee still receiving 2% management fees from WAS, as rumored? I request an urgent dialogue to address these concerns and rebuild a unified community.
Yeah, so do they look like happy campers? I don't think so. So everyone's up in arms. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. When I look at the terms and conditions of this protocol or this LquidPay stuff, it does make me throw up in a bucket. The fact that I've been arguing with the FMA in New Zealand, telling them that they need to update to the latest website address, and it's taken 3 emails, and I've involved 12 people, including media and everything. It's pretty disgusting. Hey, look, this video has gone on far too long, but Shavez obviously is trying to claim that he is a professional. He looks like he does actually look like something's gone wrong with him. He looks incredibly skinny and malnourished. That is not my problem. That is not my doing. I have not got any way of causing any of these people a medical adventure. The fact that he's trying to claim to my ISP to get my website taken down that I caused him to have a stroke, and I caused over $300,000 worth of problems is ridiculous. We watched $250,000 per day go into people investing in Boomerang. Boomerang was a stupid site that got taken off the internet 2 or 3 times, and then eventually he took it off and refunded everybody into a worthless token called BTCC. This whole scam, this whole witch hunt is probably another legal case. Have I been there before? Yes, I have. And what happened last time? Well, I got awarded all my costs, and they were trying to negotiate out of town. I hope that my ISP will actually see things my way. I hope that my website will not be looking like this. I love my website, and it's one to them today. If you want to support me in any which way or form, please do find the Buy Me a Coffee link. That's on the homepage. Even if you want to support me by giving me joining my YouTube channel, it would be great. I've done a lot of time and energy into my website, and it's a bit gutting to know that my ISP just bends at the knees when they get a whole lot of documents from Shavez. Behind MOM, theoretically has received the same documents. I'm sure he's gone to all my social media and given them all those documents. He wants his names clear. I want a hosting provider that can host my website, who's got, I might even go host my website in Russia. It might be my best way of doing it, because my ISP, which I have been 100% loyal to them, they've only ever removed one blog from my website. The blog was a GS Partners website. Allegedly, I got told they spent $40,000 in a court case in the Netherlands, and they won the right to suppress one article in the Netherlands. And I said to my ISP, I wish they paid me the $40,000. I would have just deleted the page. It's ridiculous. Oh, look, Microsoft Certified Trainer. I love all the information. My brain is absolutely overloaded. Last night, I had such a dramatic headache. I actually had to go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I normally go into bed anything from 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know if my brain can actually take any more information. I have got a massive battle in my hands at the moment. I just want my website back. And Shavez, you can take my website away from me. It won't break me. You can say I managed to cause you to have a stroke when we've got video evidence of you claiming that you haven't slept and you haven't eaten very well, and that's why you were in hospital with 40% chance of living your life. If you're looking for an scapegoat or a little bit of extra money, then don't knock here. I got no money. And don't sue me because I got no money. But I've got some bloody good lawyers. And look, last time I actually got myself, the University of New Zealand is doing a paper on what happened to me last time. Also, there is a case that's going towards the New Zealand Law Society using me as an example of gag writs. Gag writs are where you throw money at somebody who doesn't have money to defend themselves. In New Zealand, we have this thing called legal aid. Every New Zealander is entitled to a fair trial. So all I need to do is go to legal aid and say I don't have any money. I have to prove how much money I make each year, which isn't a lot. I don't make enough money for my YouTube channel to fight lawsuits. And my lawyers, who charge $800 an hour, worked for me last time at $200 an hour because that was how much legal aid pays them, because they too hate scammers. They hate people who scam people. And my lawyers aren't called defamationlawyers.co.nz for any reason other than fighting for justice. I will check my email. I'm going to go have a beer. I'm going to go watch the rugby. I'm going to give my partner a cuddle on the couch and have the fire on tonight. And that's what I'm going to do. I hope this video made sense. And if you are my lawyers and you have watched this to the end because I did get a legal threat, then you'll understand what I'm all about. Anybody who knows me, go check my YouTube channel out. Check out the videos and know that I am in a fight of my life trying to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam. And I'll see you in my next video. That's if my YouTube channel doesn't get taken down by Shavez Ahmed. Let's see what happens there. It's happened before, not by him. All right, guys. Hey, love you all. Thanks for being so supportive in the chat room. Anything that you can do, any advice, please do contact me via danny@theheck.com. The email still works. And also do remember you can find all my contact of my social media on the top end of my About Us section on my YouTube channel, which I assume that you are watching this. I'm also broadcasting live at the moment, in case you didn't realize this, on X, LinkedIn, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, and also, of course, YouTube, which is my favorite platform. So let's fight the fight. Let's get these bastards. Hey, think about it this way, guys. I just got to say this. The fact that Shavez had to write such a long-winded 3-page document, proof medical reports, claimed all this shit against me shows that if they're not giving you, what do they say? You know you're over the target when you start to get some flack. All right. See you in the next video, guys. Thank you. Justice will prevail. You will prevail. And I just want to thank everybody for the support that I get and the time and energy. I always talk about how I spend 70 to 80 hours a week fighting these scammers. I really, really do. And I'm not doing this for YouTube clicks, which is a low-hanging insult, but also my Avengers, people like Susie, providing me information, watching my content, helping me fight our battles. We are the Avengers, and we're here to stay. So take away my YouTube channel. You might not see me. You might have to watch me on Rumble. Good luck getting it off Rumble. Hey, everybody, go find me on Rumble. The link's in the description. And make sure you join so in case one day they do manage to get me off YouTube, you will be able to find me there. All right, guys, I've had enough. Thank you. See ya. Bye. Love you all.